McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is Thursday, April 1st. Happy April Fools. 2021 years after the year zero. And it's baseball's opening day. Shout out to Twine for that beat drop that we just screamed over top of because our excitement could not be contained. This is one of the only days of the year. There's only like 2 of them. We're pretty hard out there by Jay. Shout out, Jay. A little hot start there.
Baby Jay.
Hey, cut the music, Jay, please. Cut the music.
You screamed over it anyway.
As fast and as abrupt as possible, Jay. Shout out you. Do appreciate you, Jay. Also, quick happy birthday to Jay and I's grandma in heaven, Betty. Happy birthday, Betty. Happy birthday, Betty. Betty taught me how to play poker when I was like 8 years old and taught me how to gamble and everything. She was awesome. Rest in peace, Betty. That's why I come out to Black Betty whenever I perform live. Yeah, she told me, I think you could be good at anything. I think you really could be good at anything. Thank you, Betty. I appreciate that. Nobody else tells me that, but I appreciate you do. She passed away whenever we were young. Happy birthday, Betty. Ain't that right, Jay?
That's right. Happy birthday.
Your gift to Betty was just turning that fucking music off.
Jay. I was starting the moment of silence early.
Oh, okay. No. Moment of silence. She would not want a moment of silence, by the way.
That's true.
She would want a complete opposite. She used to bowl with I think an 18-pound ball.
Damn. Yeah, her whole life, I think.
Yeah. That was, jeez. Just she would lug that thing around. She was tiny. Like,
She'd bring a thunder every time.
Yeah. The fucking pins were gonna know Betty was there. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we are showing up to have a good time. Rest in peace to Betty.
Was she putting spin on that thing?
No, I think she was very much straight on. I think that thing was going
heat-seeking missile.
Yeah, I think that thing was going straight in there. She loved the lanes, though. I do believe.
Hell yeah.
She battled against various forms of cancer there. She got very religious at the end of that thing, and then kind of in and out. She was badass lady. Happy birthday. But it's not about Betty today, okay? Although every day I do have conversations with Betty, give her a little how you doing, keep it moving. And every once in a while you feel as if the people that you loved in the past that have passed on, you get like little signals. You're like, oh, there's Betty right there. Oh, yeah. She seems to be the most prevalent in my life, it feels like. Now, that could be all bullshit because I absolutely love that lady, but rest in peace to Betty. I appreciate you. Anyways, opening day for the MLB. Yeah! Hey, listen, there's 2 to 3 days of the year where baseball fucking matters at all, okay? The last game of the World Series, whatever game it could be, whoever is beating who. Now listen, this is not baseball fans' thoughts. This is outside the baseball culture, looking at the baseball culture. Opening day, massive day. Even in Pittsburgh, where the Pirates fucking stink, opening day was still a very big deal, always has been. And then the third day is whenever Jet Passan breaks a massively dramatic story about something. Yeah. And it's like, listen, did you hear baseball had wires attached to players and they were getting buzzed in the middle of games to let them know that a curveball was coming like that? That's when baseball's big, opening day, and then last game of potential World Series. It's a big deal. So we're right in the middle of it. And to be completely transparent, I am not the person that anybody wants to hear talk about baseball. You just heard how I described baseball's importance to the world of sports. But we do have a guy pitched in college, I think. I think he had a chance to play in college.
Outfield.
Oh, shit. Big arm, though.
Same thing. Pitched in high
Die-hard
school.
baseball, named after a baseball player, I do believe. No. Okay.
Yes, and well, Ty Cobb was a massive piece of shit, so I don't really...
Okay. All right, kind of works. Anyways, big baseball fan who played baseball, knows baseball. His job today is going to be to let us all know what the fuck we should care about for this season. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a brand new segment on the show as we get things started here at Boston Connors here, Viva Lazito's here. Our poll is involved with this. We'll hit that a little bit later. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time to reveal a brand new segment here on the show. Ties Baseball. Ties Baseball Breakdown. Ty Schmidt, diehard baseball fan, big Yankee fan. What should we be looking at? Who's the champion? Who's going to be good? Do we care about any of them?
You did kind of hit the nail on the head, though, about baseball, about like which days actually matter. Because I mean, we are in the time right now. Like March Madness is basically done. We don't have NFL for a while, so like this is kind of. I mean, that's why the excitement's high. You know.
Last year, Foch was coming out.
Foch was burning pitches down the middle on opening day.
How about that curveball he threw? That thing started at home, broke the first base.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Dropped off the table.
Oh my God, what a throw!
So it is very exciting, but full season this year, 162 games. Last year, they did the shortened season, but a lot of people are saying, most people are saying the Dodgers are going to repeat again.
Yikes.
Oh, so they're the reigning champs.
They are the defending champs.
Okay. Hey, congrats,
now we know.
Dodgers.
Good work by them.
They big win.
Oh yeah, and they also signed a friend of the show, Trevor Bauer, in the offseason. So the kind of the rich get richer. On the American League side, I mean, the Yankees probably have the best lineup and best pitching staff. So we'll see. Like they should advance, but they kind of choked last year. There are some value plays in both leagues, though, betting wise. Like,
really?
Oh yeah. In the AL, a lot of people are hot on the White Sox right now. They're a young team. They got noted Hall of Famer managing. Big time booze bag, but South Side White Sox. But a lot of people are saying they're going to win the division.
Barack loved the White Sox, right?
He did, yes.
President Obama.
Yeah, he was a South Sider.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was his only flaw.
That was
One of many.
that he was a White Sox fan.
One of many.
So the Cubs people hate. Yeah, we're not even gonna get into that because I mean I don't know if anybody wants to hear Zito's diatribe.
Don't sleep on Barrio.
I love Barrio.
You're talking about Chicago fans of stuff, though.
Yeah,
I assume you're talking about personal stuff for Barrio, not really what he did.
Once I put ketchup on a hot dog, I'm not gonna get into it. But
I do it all the time, by the way. It makes the hot dog taste 10 to 15 times better. If you're not doing it, you're from Chicago. And if you're from Chicago, you feel like you own hot dogs. You don't, okay? There's hot dogs in other places.
This is how you eat it.
Especially on
This is how you eat it.
But Portillo's
Look at the
is
relish.
a damn good hot dog,
Hell yeah.
I will say. But the Cubs hate White Sox in Chicago?
oh yeah, it's a cross-town challenge every year.
Cubs stink?
No, amazing.
Nah, Cubs are going to stink this year.
No, what?
We're not
Cubs
anymore.
stink?
Cubs kind of stink.
They
See,
blow
these
up.
are the things I want to hear.
Yeah.
Ties
No,
baseball
Grandpa
breakdown.
Rossi is leading us to a victory this year. We all know it.
Okay, this is Ties breakdown, Zito, please.
Just don't come to the
Cubs
Cubs.
do kind of stink, but in the AL, a lot of people like the White Sox. I think the Twins are going to win the division. They've won the
Really?
second most regular season games since the Dodgers in the last 2 years. I think they're plus 110 to win the AL Central. I think that's a pretty safe bet. In the National League, the Padres, a lot of young guns. You saw Tatis last year. Everyone was coming after him.
He was flexing on baseball.
Exactly.
Got that contract.
Big contract, hits home runs. I mean, they steals bases when they're beating the shit out of teams.
love
They're plus 400 to win the NL pennant. They are in the Dodgers division, so we'll see. It's going to be kind of tough, but
It's money though, plus 400.
exactly. It's very top heavy. It's like the same four teams have kind of been like the good teams the last couple years, and now teams like the Braves and the Padres and potentially the White Sox or the Twins, the Rays, they're kind of pushing up there. But
Red Sox.
it'll be interesting because it's such a long season. You see how these guys react after only playing 60 games. I mean, you're playing 100 more games this year.
Dude,
So
the Red Sox stink.
they might squeak into the playoffs this year.
There
but,
it is.
Come on.
We are going to be very good. Look
but
out.
the playoffs are expanded.
Squeak into the playoffs. Very good is
Hey,
not.
you just got to get into the dance. Then anything can happen.
Well, that's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing it's very top heavy. These teams, I'm hearing White Sox, Twins, Tampa Bay, Padres.
Okay.
They might sneak it. Maybe even the Reds.
Maybe.
They might
Definitely.
sneak into this Illuminati that's going on up at the top. But Houston, I would assume they're also in the
They lost a lot of guys in
'cause
free
when they
agency.
were-
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. It depends on how much they want to cheat this year. If they really, juice it up a couple notches, they could be right back in the conversation. But they lost a lot of guys in free agency.
How come the Pittsburgh Pirates won't cheat?
Well, they're cheapskates.
That's too much money.
Too much money to cheat out.
I mean,
It costs
you
a
could-
lot to cheat.
You're right. All those garbage cans,
Yeah.
the cameras that are behind there and there, and
Buzzers are
exoskeletons.
Well, hey, we were told by Jet that was a lie.
Well, which was interesting because Jet was the one that was reporting it, months before, basically saying like, yeah, Jose Altuve was in an exoskeleton rig, hitting homers. I mean, and then he comes on here and, I never said that. I never said that.
He said all my studies all my research told me that's not true, which is, by the way, good for the game of baseball. But, baseball, I think my relationship with it is one that wasn't very existent for a long time. Never even played baseball until I got a chance to. Literally never stepped in a batter's box until I got to do it for the Washington Wild Things. But I think over the last year or two with who's Stooge, Commission Stooge?
Bob Manfred.
Okay, so with Manfred and the players and the bubble and the potential exoskeleton that's giving them alerts when they're in the batter's box of when curveballs are coming from, which, by the way, it was not true, but I'm just saying those types of things, I think, are so much more fascinating about the game of baseball. Do we have any of that shit going on? Is there any drama happening right now? Because baseball creates massive drama off the field. And I don't think they tried to. I don't think they tried to. I think it's just kind of the way it is. They got the worst commissioner in sports.
Bar none.
In Bob Manfred. Because I think when you're a commissioner, one of the big things you have to do is, okay, you're a representative of the owners. That's what you are. But you have to be able to speak. Like that, you just have to be a great speaker. And we talked about this with Goodell. So when Goodell says, full stadium. We're like, okay, that guy's saying that for a reason. He is, calculated everything he says. There's a reason. There's a mission behind it. Him leading off with it was a statement or whatever. With Manfred, he can get in front of a microphone and completely fuck it up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a chance that the MLB commissioner can get right out there, shove his foot directly into his mouth, and then have to clean that up for the next 4 or 5 days and potentially lose leverage because of it, which loses the owner's money. So you're talking about the worst commissioner in the major sports at this particular point. Is there anything going on in that world that maybe we can, sink our teeth into as the season gets started?
So last I checked, there was still an issue with payments from last season. I think guys basically they said hey, we're going to pay you one thing. I don't remember what it was. Jet came on and told us, but I believe that they are still that is still very much in negotiations. I don't think the players are happy. But once we had the ESPN ban, I kind of stopped reading Jet's material as well, so I haven't checked back in, but as far as I know, yes, there are still issues with the payments from last season.
See, there's always something in the end. Oh yeah. But today it's opening day.
Well, and we'll see what happens this year too, because I was just under the assumption, and everything I've seen, hey, COVID basically hasn't been an issue yet. There's very, very few positive tests of all, and opening day, we're fucking canceling games already.
Because Uncle COVID?
Because of Uncle COVID.
Is this because we were potentially doing
on the COVID
logo a couple days ago?
Raj told us COVID was dead, and we took it as gospel, and lo and behold, a couple days later, COVID's still in the fight.
Hey, the thing we have learned about this fight with COVID, and maybe we did prematurely celebrate, okay, because of what Roger Goodell said, but maybe Roger Goodell was just everybody thinks, 4th of July is the day or whatever. No, that was when we called our shot that war was ending. You know what I mean? It wasn't until 1778, I think, or 1777. It was, the war was not over yet with England, and we called our shot. Babe Ruth, calls his shot.
Right up there.
Maybe Roger Goodell was just calling it, hey, listen, we got this thing on the ropes. All right, we think by the time we're going to be able to go full stadiums. And then I think COVID heard that, and it's like a chip on the shoulder almost, you poked the bear a little bit. COVID was about to go into hiding, maybe potentially go to another planet, hopefully, and take all the distant relatives that are definitely going to come through and fuck us up at some point. COVID 20, 21, 22, by the way. I've heard. Great prospect, COVID 22. We got to get that one under control. But I think it potentially got its, a little bit upset because the March Madness is happening. Nothing really.
Right.
Seems like it's been figured out. These combines and pro days are happening. Nothing's really going on. Hockey seems to have had it figured out at the beginning of the season. They had a little bit of issue, but they seem to figure it out. And now we're full stadiums kind of calling them out. And then COVID was like, where's that sport? What's another one we can get? MLB. Yep, fucking opening day. Let's come in and ruin it. So COVID has a little bit left. I think this is still a battle that we're in, but I think the overall war, if we're going off a full stadium, is being predicted by Roger Goodell, who probably has information from people that know what they're talking about more than us. I feel like we're potentially in the final rounds of this thing.
Well, that's what's crazy is COVID's canceling a game in D.C. and we got 42,000 fans going crazy.
You heard what President Biden said about that.
That's right.
It's irresponsible what the Texas Rangers are doing down there.
I haven't seen what I mean, do you think it'll sell out?
Yeah.
I would imagine that thing is going to be standing room only. They might pack 65 in there.
And by the way, I mean, all eyes will be on. Okay, can everybody that went please post on social media that you went, and then we need you for the next 14 days to also post.
Yeah.
Because if we can have you all just display hey, not dead, I think that's good news.
Big win.
That's a big win. Now, granted, if after next week's game, with President Biden already saying, think it's irresponsible, blah, blah, blah. That's a setup, by the way, for if that goes bad. Oh, my, they're going to choose.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Texas knows this, though, by the way. Texas knows that, we're going to do this. Dana was like, I want to sell, or Dana White was like, I want to sell out arena down there in Florida or whatever. And they're like, okay, so since you guys are going first, you are immediately either going to be forever remembered as, okay, Texas Rangers were able to put 40,000 into a stadium. Dana White was putting 20,000 into an arena in Florida or whatever. If it goes right, it's like, let's remember what those two did. Just kind of stood right in the face of a lot of people who have a lot of degrees telling them they should not do that, and they did it. And then, once again, if it doesn't work out, though, I hope it works. Just because I hope it works. I hope it goes well. But if it does not, it is. I mean, we're all going to have to. Everybody's going to feel the effects of that.
Oh yeah.
And plus too, there's only 25 tickets left on this website, and there's all nosebleeds. So I'm guessing.
How much are those tickets, by the way?
And the nosebleeds right now, pretty up there. It's $119 each.
So this is not because they're a great baseball team, right? It's not like this is 100% just so that you can be a part of the first big sporting social event in America post-COVID. I would assume that's why people.
I'm gonna guess those tickets are usually $30 if I had to guess. I don't know.
Maybe even cheaper than that.
I thought they were making up for last year.
It is a new stadium, but
let's triple those prices.
Maybe they're making up for the loss or whatever, but you can't have those prices if nobody's buying the tickets. I think there's a lot of people that are like, this is our chance to potentially do a full on the logo here of beating, and everybody else that's watching around the country is like, hey, you all need to survive this, because if you do, I think it's good news for the fucking rest of us. If it goes bad down there, though, I do believe it's bad news for the rest of us. A lot of eyes are on. I mean, there's questions now about how it's going to work happening in the political world. That's starting to slip into my timeline. And once again, I've said this numerous times. If something makes it into my timeline, that means if it's outside the sports world, that means it's a big conversation. All eyes are on Texas next week. Let's go down there. Hey, let's make sure we do whatever we got to do to make sure the rest of us could potentially experience something like that within the next 5 years or so. Let's go ahead and do that down there in Texas. But maybe that's a game that people will remember forever as a monumental moment in our country's history.
Maybe sell the ticket stub down the line for,
And then on the flip side, though, that could be remembered as a moment where
either or.
We kind of danced on a grave of COVID, and COVID said, not so fast, my friends.
But
we are closers. Everybody thought we were a sprinter. No, we are a closer. I hope that's the case.
If it goes bad, though, I mean, we got to remember, Goodell's a savvy businessman. He might have contacted COVID-19 and said, hey, let's work something out. We want full stadiums next year. Go get Manfred. Go get the MLB. Let's forget about football for a little.
Oh, you think Goodell is negotiating with
COVID? Big time. We're talking about Roger Goodell here. We're not talking about Bob Manfred.
You're right.
Some stooge.
What did the quotes from the press conference? I don't know when the president was talking. I don't know if it was this morning. I don't know if it was an interview in his world, in our world. I don't know. But he said that they should be listening to Dr. Anthony Fauci and the experts. And as soon as I saw that quote, my first thought was like, yeah, but Joe, Fauci said, like, no NFL season. We had an entire NFL season. He said no Christmas. A lot of people had Thanksgiving and I mean, like, we tried with this Fauci. Like, we tried. A lot of this, we understand a lot is good, but I mean, he seems to be a bit of a down. It feels like he's a little bit of maybe a pessimist for a lot of these things. And I know he knows a lot more than all of us, but he was anti that NFL season. In the NFL and in the NFL's medical advisors actually came out and said, like, Fauci, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, they literally came out and was like, you go, we don't care what he has to. The whole season happened. So I think it's tough for us just to listen to Fauci now at this point, because it's like, yo, he was a bit negative about a lot of things, that I think a lot of things happened and they kept it moving. Now, I understand that Fauci's a world-renowned, intelligent, life-saving human being.
Of course.
I understand. But he's been trying to take away sports for a long time. I don't necessarily know if the sports fans are just going to be like, let's listen to what Fauci's saying at this point.
Well, you would assume that the NFL has a blueprint on how to do all this too. Like you said, Goodell's not just going to go up there and be like, we're going to have full stadiums next year and just have it be a bunch of bullshit. Like, this has been a heavily discussed topic for quite some time now.
Goodell might have to do a press conference about 6-7 days after that Texas Rangers won.
Yeah, true.
We thought, listen,
we were wrong.
Bob came in. We would have done this right. Bob Manfred comes in.
Screwed it up.
Listen. We're not happy.
Nope.
But apparently we're not there yet. Or he's going to come out and say, congratulations to the MLB for taking our blueprint on what we were going to do for our stadiums to your one stadium in Texas. We appreciate the success and blah, blah, blah. It's either one of those two things. But baseball, by the way, that might be the fourth day baseball.
There you go.
Of the whole year.
That's
Opening
important,
day,
yeah.
World Series day, big drama day in the offseason, and then also full stadium for a first time post-COVID.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. That's a pretty big day in this whole thing. Zito, go ahead, bud.
I'll redact my last statement. I was looking at Kansas City's tickets. The cheapest one for the Texas Rangers' first game would be $60 in nosebleeds.
Oh, okay, so that does change a little bit of the conversation. $60 still a lot of money.
Yeah, that's like very, very up there. It's a bigger stadium than Kansas City. So.
It's a new stadium, you said?
Brand new. The team sucks, though.
Can we get to the poll? Who are they playing in that game, by the way?
Kansas City.
Yikes. Rangers, Royals, no thanks.
Oh no, Toronto Blue Jays. That's on me.
Here we go.
I thought you were saying what game I looked at.
Blue Jays got some sluggers. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Can we talk about the poll, Zito? The poll does have a little bit of baseball in it. And this is the only time baseball will be the first 20 minutes of conversation. We did sneak in some NFL conversation into the middle of it to kind of get back into our comfort zone. But it's a big day. It's opening day, especially in the world that we're in. Zito, what is the poll for today and what are the results thus far?
All right, so YouTube definitely likes this one. MLB opening day, do you care? With over 15,000 votes already. A fat nope, 65%.
Yeah, MLB opening day, do you care? Nope, 65%. Yep, 35%. And we just spoke 24 minutes about it. This show stinks. 65% of the people said don't fucking talk about it.
I thought it'd be nope higher. I really did.
85.
Opening day. What happened to the sport? Opening day. 65% of the people voting on this poll on our YouTube page. 15,000 people have already voted in the first 15 minutes here, and they're like, "No, we don't give a single damn about it." What happened to baseball? Why not? Why don't we get back to the days? Okay. Where McGuire was out there just eating every single thing he could get.
Oh, yeah.
Sammy Sosa doing the same thing.
Yeah.
All the pitchers on a bunch of stuff.
Yes.
Balls flying. Pitchers getting mad. Fights happening. Sellouts going on in the middle of the summer. But is there any chance we ever get back to those days of baseball? Now, I know those were incredibly unsafe days for the players, and I'm not saying we need to do exactly that, but do you think there's ever a time where baseball matters to the pop world, the lexicon of Americana?
Honestly, probably. I mean, if you're not a baseball fan, it's not something you're gonna pick up and get into. Really, it does have especially with how limited people's attention spans are today. No one is watching a baseball game. So if you didn't grow up either playing it or were a fan of it by the time you're young, there's just no way you're going to pick it up after 15 or whatever.
Golf needs to have an option to be 13 holes, okay, for the standard. Let the pros continue to play 18 and all that stuff. But I would like the ability to pick 12, 13 holes and just kind of go on with it. You know, it's the last 5 might as well be 4 hours long at that point if you're having a bad day or whatever. But 9, yeah, but it's not. And you know what I mean? There's like, I think there's a fine balance. I think if they could redo the game for today's standards, that would have been a move. I think baseball, you drop that thing down to 5 innings? Yeah. The world would be pumped about it.
It's the same thing though. Like they tried to do the 7-inning doubleheaders last year, and it's just Mickey Mouse. It changes the game so much because now like having a great bullpen is like a huge part of baseball, and if you only do like a 5 or a 7-inning game, that kind of eliminates it. You know, teams are paying $400 million for these pitchers, and then it's like, you know, that guy can pitch 5 innings every single time. It eliminates the need for a bullpen.
Think about how many more viewers there are, though. Then the TV deals are bigger. Then you do the. I mean,
are they though?
Just
bring
it's
back
HGH.
The old lights. Like they love how baseball is. Like and they've tried to, I think, do a lot of things like speed the game up. Like, you know, pitchers don't have as much time in between pitches.
Not as much singing during the 7th inning stretch either, huh? That used to be
in the ballpark for sure, but on TV you really don't get it.
Oh, I thought they tried to capitalize on time saving there and just take that out. They still do that.
No. That's that.
Did we do that in New York?
I think we left. No, we did it.
No, yeah, we did it.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it in the in Houston as well.
Oh yeah. That's when we got in.
Yeah. True. Yeah, it was.
They finally let us in there.
Are the baseballs still juiced?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
big
yeah.
time.
Okay, so
Now it's choose the players.
what was this?
Juice everything.
Come on. Let's just be done with this and bring back HGH. Let's
right.
get these guys hitting balls out of the park.
Okay, so the fascinating thing there is, would that make the game better?
Yes.
I believe so. But do you never read the first sentence of the paragraphs from the NFL or the MLB or even me? Player safety is imperative.
Yeah, I agree.
You're just over there telling them they eat needles over there.
I completely agree. But hey, if you want to stick a needle in your body for an extra, $250 million, hey, let that be their decision.
That does seem to be the baseball way, huh? What was that documentary I watched where they were having a piece of gum that had that would activate a test boost or a testosterone boost in the middle of a game? They'd be stepping up to the batter's box, and there was some science that was created by who was the person down
Anthony
there?
Bosch.
Anthony Bosch. Screwball was the name of the guy. Yeah, what you just said there. Done by the Cocaine Cowboys documentary guy. It was done very well. And they had this thing down to a science, and it was like all the players, basically. A-Rod's name was at the top of it because he was the most famous, but the way this dude was talking was as if he had every single baseball player. They had it down to a science so much that they had a piece of gum that they would put in, they would chew it, and then that would activate a testosterone boost that they already have in their body. So they would be able to boost their test or whatever for the game, and then it would fall back down for whenever they're going to get tested potentially after the game. The science that baseball had to get to become, I would assume these players saw other people doing it, and then it was like, well, if I don't do it, I'm not going to get that. And then it became a culture where it felt like, now we've talked to a couple people who said it wasn't as rampant as we think so. I'm going to tell you from watching that Screwball doc, that guy could have been full of shit, and he's a known manipulator of rules and everything who was being interviewed in there. I mean, that's why the documentary happened. But the way he was freely talking about damn near everybody, it seemed like that was a big deal back in the day. They've cleaned that up completely now?
Yeah, pretty much. I think there are still like some of those fringe guys that probably, because guys still get popped for doing it, from time to time. But I think it is just like with the NFL and stuff too. Like you start to get like these better athletes that are playing. Like these guys don't really need to, like the true really good guys. They don't really need to take steroids other than maybe to come back from injury because the season's so long and so grueling.
Oh, so it's good for you.
We will talk about what's that? Steroids?
Yeah, HGH. Good for healing.
Yeah, it helps you heal quicker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it also does.
Player safety.
But it grows everything in your body, including cancerous cells, allegedly. So, like, if you, because when I learned of HGH, I was in the NFL, and I forget how the conversation happened. Somebody might have started testing for it or something. Like, it got brought into our radar, and I was just like talking about it, and I asked the one trainer about it, and this trainer athletic trainer had known about it, obviously, doctorate in a couple of different things. And I was like, what is this? And they started talking about it. Well, you recover faster. It's basically just like a fountain of youth. You don't get sore. Everything is just, because you recover so quickly, you can do like 4 workouts in a day because your muscles don't get sore. If you really wanted to, it's that whole thing. I'm like, can we make this just available for everybody?
Yeah.
Like, is there any way? And they're like, well, they don't know the long-term effects. And also, if you have any cancer cells or anything else in your body that's potentially bad, it will also grow that. So they don't really know that whole thing. And I was like, as soon as I retire, I'm fucking getting this. I am. As soon as I retire, I'm getting this. And then I retired and I realized it's not just like the easiest thing to find. Like, I guess you can't.
Yeah.
It's not on CVS.
I did look. I mean, the day I retired, I tried Adderall for the first time. I thought I was going to jump over a goddamn fence at one point. I mean, it was unbelievable. I was like, I cannot believe that there are therapeutic exemptions in the NFL where guys are allowed to take Adderall because they've talked to doctors. I felt like a superhuman. It was the first time I tried it. And to be honest, I can't take it because it made me so focused on something. I was like, well, my brain is I enjoy the fact that my brain does it. But I remember taking it and I was like, God damn, there's people in the NFL on this. It makes sense why they are potentially crushing it.
Locked in.
The HGH thing, I thought I was just going to be able, like, the day after. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do HGH now. And I was like, no, you can't.
Go to Walmart, pick it up real quick.
It's not just something you get. I guess it's very difficult to find. But by all accounts, it sounds like that is the thing that really makes everybody better at everything. Yeah. And I think the baseball, I think it was big in there because I guess your hand-eye coordination gets better, your dexterity gets the way it was like, hey, you don't want any of this shit, man. You know what?
But it does all this.
What's that?
Dewey Cox.
Yeah, Dewey Cox. You don't want any of this shit, man. What's it do? Oh, it makes you, more energized, makes you happier. You don't want any of this shit. That's kind of how the conversation was going whenever I had learned of it and I was talking to like a doctor or whatever about it, and I was like, so this is the greatest thing of all time. Well, there are some drawbacks, and it's like, let me hear them. And then he was like, well, cancer could potentially grow throughout your whole body quicker. I was like, okay. All right.
That's valid.
That is. All right, that's pretty. And anything else you potentially have, like, all right. And it's not that easy to find, I guess.
So it's like a cancer watch, though, during that time period of taking it. So, like.
Yeah, you're going to be under probably a watch, but you're doing something illegal, so.
Who's watching you?
Yeah. And does that person really have your best interest at heart that's watching?
Probably not.
Doctor, patient, what do you call that?
Confidentiality?
Can we just go with that?
Yeah, but you're breaking a law, so now another law doesn't necessarily have to exist, right?
Yeah. Just trying to find a loophole.
There are those. I guess there are a bunch of them. I guess down in Florida, people are in California, all that shit. It's just going down.
I mean, that's a league that would crush, right? Similar to how the XFL, not similar to how the XFL operates, but if there was a different MLB where everyone was just taking juice.
MLB Street or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Beat each other up.
Home runs.
That would be pretty sweet.
Just absolute gorilla men walking into the batter's box, just swinging.
A guy as massive as Brock Lesnar.
Telephone pole.
The XBL.
But also, let's say the pitchers, by the way.
Exactly. Clemens.
Oh, my. We got balls.
Yeah.
Oh.
150 on the gun with a fastball.
Man, that'd be cool.
That'd be the most watched sport of all time.
Okay, so we need enough money and insurance. We're going to need a lot of insurance.
Yeah, good insurance.
That's the thing about this league
insurance.
is that there is no insurance. You have to pay for your own.
Your only refund will be escaping this death trap with your life.
That's right.
Is this league that you just put together?
Yeah.
Okay, let's pivot back to something we know a little bit about. It is obviously April 1st, and it feels like this is an April Fool's joke to you Packers fans, but it's not. Mark Murphy, president of the Green Bay Packers, spoke about the Aaron Rodgers contract and future and everything yesterday in a press conference. And Rob Demovsky of ESPN asked him the question. And this was the answer from the guy who basically runs the entire organization, right?
Yeah.
This is the pseudo owner. This is the pseudo head of the Packers because Ty and his friends are the actual owners. But this guy is the face of it. He was asked about Aaron, and it was not how I expected a response at all.
No, I can't really get into specific players. We've been able to create room with others.
Don't you guys want to ensure, though, that he's your quarterback beyond just this season?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into the specifics again. Good try, though, Rob.
Okay.
Boy, Rob. Good effort, Rob. Good effort.
Good one.
What does that mean?
It just makes no sense.
Because the guaranteed money is basically up after this season, so that's why everybody, although he's in contract for 3 more seasons, after this season, all the guaranteed money done, which in the NFL, especially at the quarterback position or any high-level paid positions, the guaranteed money stops. That's basically when a contract's over because the player's going to say something, and the team now is at a point where they can just cut the player. So everybody sees the way Aaron's contract has been constructed. They see the Jordan Love draft pick, then they see him go MVP. And the initial thought was, is Aaron going to get traded? Like, is Aaron trade? And then it came out, no, we tried. They said no. There's been no real talk about that. So then the thought was, okay, with the way contracts are being set up right now around the NFL, you would think if the Packers wanted him for the rest of his career, which is what he has openly said that he wanted to do, and then he has now come to the point, he told us on this particular show that he has a very real view on how he doesn't control anything that could potentially happen.
Nope.
So you thought that there was maybe, whenever he was talking, a chance, yeah, we're in conversations about maybe an extension to figure this out, maybe some voidable years to move some money around and all that. Instead, what Mark Murphy said there was very different. It was like, I'm not going into specifics. Get out of here. It's like, whoa. What is good? Do you not want Aaron Rodgers for the rest of his career over there? Are you not happy about what's going on? He just won the MVP. The NFL only gave him 35 seconds to talk and accept it, but he just... What are we doing over there, Ty?
It just makes no sense because you know what the reaction to this is going to be. Not like 1,000 out of 1,000 times. Like, it's not like he can come out and I mean, it just like you have to give more than that. Like, what are they going to make him have like another prove it year? And even if it's like, hey, we're in negotiations right now, like say a little something. Don't. I mean, it makes it legitimately does make it seem like
all
hey,
the shows,
fuck this guy, he's out of town.
All the shows this morning were. Is there a beef between Aaron and the Green Bay Packers after maybe the greatest year he has ever had? The team had seemed to have more fun than they've ever had. He seemed to be tight with LaFleur, real tight with LaFleur, and from the outside. So what are we doing over there, Ty?
I don't know. I mean, I wish I had something. I wish I could tell you what the hell's going on. You'd think coming off an MVP season, it would have been a no-brainer where it's just like,
let's set up a 10-year deal.
Yeah.
The last 6 are voidable. It's actually only a 4-year deal here. We'll give you this. It'll be a signing bonus. We'll be able to move this to this. It would just be, hey, let's make this work pretty easily here. And it's like, not that at all. Aaron's over there in jeopardy, and they're like, what is bullshit? And Aaron's like, this situation I'm in with my team right now. The situation I'm in with my team right now. You know what I mean? This is, I don't know. And I've not talked to Aaron since the last Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, so I'm not in his camp of people he would tell how he's feeling about anything. But last season, going into the season, NFC Championship, don't really do much to try to go back to the NFC Championship. Team looks even better. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, maybe the team knew that NFC Championship appearance against San Francisco a year ago wasn't the team that they were, even though all year in the first year of LaFleur's offense, they weren't really they were winning, but it wasn't pretty. Like never. But made it to the NFC Championship, who cares? They thought to themselves, year 2, they're going to grow. Here we go. Didn't really do much they saw other teams, Chiefs, Niners, Tampa, Saints even. There was other teams that were like trying to go. The Packers were very calm about it. Then you go into the season, everything seems to be going good. You would think after the season it'd be like, hey, last year our thoughts were okay. They're pretty good. We get back to the NFC Championship. This year, let's admit fault. Okay, we should not have drafted Jordan Love. Aaron Rodgers is nowhere near the end. Let's try to go ahead and go for this thing. Let's renegotiate his contract. Let's get him in here. That's what I thought would happen. And if you're Aaron, I would assume you think maybe that'll happen as well at some point. I don't know if he did or not, but that's wild to me what's going on in Green Bay.
Yeah, it just stinks because after Jordan Love got traded, everything got perpetuated, and then he performed like he did. So, like you said, like going into this offseason, like there's going to be some stuff with like the cap being lower, like and obviously like they were going to have to do something, but I really didn't. I expected it to be fairly quiet and to get done quickly, and I mean, it
doesn't sound like it's anywhere near.
No, it doesn't.
Writing's on the wall.
Oh no.
Maybe what if he was the Detroit Lion quarterback?
He would never.
With Motor City Dan Campbell up there?
He would never.
He would go down as the GOAT if he could win in Detroit. So something to think about, Aaron.
Cleveland.
Could you imagine if Green Bay traded Aaron within the division? That's how they felt. Mark Murphy's like, fucking get him out of here.
For golf.
To Detroit, fucking get him out.
If there's one guy who could negotiate that, it is MCDC.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Imagine Aaron on another team. We had to do a lot of that last year whenever Jordan Love was drafted.
Yeah.
It felt like they were trying to push him out. Him in a lot of different places would be incredibly dope.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows? Maybe San Francisco drafts Trey Lance at 3 and, I don't know.
What?
I don't know. They need him to sit for a couple years. Maybe they get a little bit more aggressive in pursuing someone. Rodgers' hometown team is the Niners. I don't know.
Wow.
Get something done, for Christ's
How about
sake.
Pittsburgh, New England, Indianapolis? I mean, anywhere he goes, instant contenders.
Yeah. Get the goddamn thing done, okay? Don't you let that guy leave the building.
He is. He's out.
Mark, by the way, was just like, yeah, fuck him. I'm not telling you either, Rob.
Good try, though.
Who knows? Maybe he just can't stand Rob Domofsky. Maybe.
Well, Rob doesn't deserve that. Thanks for asking the question, Rob. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Rob.
On the other side, we'll answer some phone calls. We got big guests today, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Kevin Youkilis will join us. We'll chat with him about the baseball. Obviously, it's happening today. And Francis Ngannou.
Wow.
What? Yeah, third hour.
Heavyweight champ?
Yeah.
Let's
The
go.
king of heavyweights right now. He was supposed to, no, we thought he was potentially going to be on the other day.
Yeah, that's right.
His people didn't know that, apparently.
No.
Then they said, let's make it happen. So he's coming on today.
All right.
I've done some real research, by the way. Yeah. One of the most, maybe the most interesting human to ever exist.
Up there.
Could beat the fuck out of anybody. That feels good, huh? For him?
Yeah.
Must be awesome.
Wasn't always like that, though. That dude's story is a fantastic one. I cannot wait to chat with him about it in the third hour. Plus, your phone calls 1-888-MAD-DOG-6. We'll chat with you on the other side. This is the Pat McAfee Show. They want to play for the Yankees one day. The people I'm playing against. They want to play for the fucking Yankees.
Check out, like, in there, we put a little surprise in there for you.
About to get iced, it feels like. Yeah, I mean, let's start the day. It's great to be a member of the Washington Wild Things baseball team. We're number 1 in the league, right?
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Fuck everybody. Fuck everybody else. When I take BP, will there be anybody telling me how to fucking hit? No. It feels like the wind's blowing this way. Might have to attack that fence tonight, huh? Hey, you got it! Does the DJ play heaters like this all night? I started hitting 2 days tonight. Oh, you'll be fine. I think I figured it out.
You'll probably only face 90 miles an hour tonight. You should be good.
Is that me in the game there? This is a good at bat. This is a good at bat. Oh shit! Oh shit! Give me it!
1-1 pitch.
Let's go!
Line drive right
son of a
at
bitch!
the
That came down a lot faster than I thought, though. Let's be honest.
It's deep, and it is off the wall. Field it up.
Excuse me! If you could all get off of my dick, we would be better off. Tell you what, would have been nice to take a nap earlier.
Another throw
Get back!
first.
You have to tell me when that's happening. You're making me look bad. Hey, Steven, fuck you. Hey, fuck you, Steven. Hey, nice pitch. 149. Does that feel good, Steven? Oh, wow. Wow.
He tosses him the ball.
Wow. Back to being a player now. Making plays. Touchdown. What inning is it?
Top of the second.
Jesus. But it was finally my time to get in that box.
Number 1, the right fielder, the former punter from West Virginia, a former Indianapolis Colt, and a current Barstool Sports personality, Pat McAfee.
The anticipation is real.
Oh, fuck.
Hit out to
I'm in the hole? Son of a bitch. This is about to happen.
and that will bring up Pat McAfee once again.
First pitch from Reynaldo Lopez, swing and a miss by McAfee.
Hey. What was that? And the catcher goes, I had to give you one.
Looked off speed.
What was that? Then I look at the pitcher, and he's smiling. He's like laughing, like he's toying with me like I'm a child. It all comes down to this. My last at bat. Hey, I'm gonna get on. You bring me home.
This is your life on the line, fucker.
Let me tell you something. You're going to take an L, okay? You're going to take one.
So I think that the close your eyes and swing method is perfect for you.
Oh, this is hardball.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Jesus. You have no prayer.
Now batting, number 1, right fielder, McAfee.
Oh, boy.
Oh, this is the thing. Let's go!
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Today's sponsor is Public.com, an investing app where you can buy stocks, follow investors, and share ideas.
Oh, okay.
You can share concepts
like that. Spread them around.
Hey, we're all in this for the same thing, right? We're all trying to.
Yeah.
Oh, we're trying to make money.
Yeah.
Here's my idea. Let me send it in there.
Whoa!
Put it in the boiling. It's in the.
It's in the witch's brew now.
Right there.
It's
and
in
then
there, yeah.
you, by the way, then you can.
I'll send it over.
Oh, so your idea is now going in there.
Yeah.
Guess what we're doing now? Sharing ideas.
Sharing ideas.
Oh, yeah.
You can do that.
Start in a blender.
Mix it up.
I joined Public, and you can see my portfolio if you search for @Pat McAfee in the app. Right now, I'm heavy on the Alien, of course, Tesla, Elon, and then WWE.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Just because WWE becoming a public company as a longtime wrestling fan was a hilarious milestone in my life. Like, that was a hilarious. And then Vince McMahon obviously becoming now the,
Of course.
just the Vince McMahon of a public company. I mean, it was just. So I said, if I ever get into the stock game, I'm going to do that.
Have to.
Now, I want to let you know that is not investment advice.
No.
You hear how I bet on games. Okay, if I like that person, the way they're potentially dressed going into the stadium, I like the where that person's headset or headspace is at, they're going to do well. Stocks, I think I'm going to do the same thing. You can follow me @Pat McAfee on there.
Yep.
But this is not, any of it is investment advice. Here's why Public is the best place to invest. You can follow other users' portfolios, including Shaq, Tony Hawk, Drew Kickflip, Tony Hawk.
Wow.
AJ's uncle.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Uncle, deep uncle there.
Yeah.
The app is free, and you can start with as little as $1.
Okay.
$1, Bob. That's all you need.
That's it.
Nice.
Just one. You can buy slices, portions of stock versus full shares. This is the big one. They do not sell your data or information to third parties or market makers like other investment apps.
Thank God.
Scumbags.
Thank you, Public.
You'll get a free slice of stock when you go to public.com/Pat McAfee to download the Public app. Get started today. Make sure you follow me, obviously, on it.
Right.
It'll be a group think decision, by the way, and none of it will be advice.
Mix it up.
But this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
We got a pretty good tell on how this particular company was feeling this morning when it woke up.
Yep.
They had good coffee this morning. They're going to go.
Yeah.
They're going to run today.
And you'll see it.
UFC, I guess, is about to be a publicly traded company.
Yeah.
Really?
That's right.
Yeah, Elon Musk is on the board as well. So does that help out Tesla? I don't know.
I think so.
Or SpaceX.
But I do know I'm going to get UFC, especially if Francis Ngannou tells us he's going to fight for at least another 3-4 years.
Yeah.
That is not investment advice. I'm just telling you, there's a guy walking this earth right now that looks the part, acts the part, is the part, and is also an incredibly good dude.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
He looks like the scariest dude on earth.
Oh, yeah. By far.
Just shredded. Absolutely shredded. Then you combine that with Mike Tyson knockout power, okay, which he has.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. This is what the internet said, by the way. Then you put it in there that it's not just boxing, it's a full fight situation.
Gladiator.
And then he's like the coolest dude of all time, potentially. UFC goes public. You're not just betting on UFC, you're betting on Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what you're doing.
In for that.
You bet on Spotify, you're betting on Joe Rogan.
That's right.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Penn Portnoy. Probably going to succeed. Seems like that has been something that has happened his entire life. Joe Rogan, probably going to succeed. Seems like that's something that has happened. Elon Musk, alien, probably going to succeed. Vince McMahon, probably going to figure out how to make money.
Exactly.
This is not investment advice.
No.
But I'm just telling you, this is how I think about my investments. If you follow me on public at Pat McAfee, you're going to see some things. And the explanation behind it probably is as ridiculous as you think it is. Yeah. But if you want to get Tony Hawk, I'm sure that he has.
He also.
Yeah, Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Another movie we invest in Tony.
Yeah.
Dana White.
UFC's going public. Yeah.
How you doing?
Shaq.
Anyways, go to public.com/Pat McAfee. Download the public app and get started today. Make sure you follow me.
Hell yeah.
This is not investment advice. Offer valid for U.S. residents 18 plus and subject to account approval. See public.com/disclosures/. Once again, go to public.com/Pat McAfee and you'll receive a free stock once you open an account. How do we feel about my strategy on the stocks?
I think it's very
I
smart.
love it.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to work, right?
Yeah. For all the guys who do well.
I mean, look at you. You're already diversifying your portfolio.
Oh, I'm fucking all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm intergalactic. Let's go to some phone calls.
Need some Goodell stock.
Let's go to...
I'd like to get in on
Can
that.
I do that? No, the NFL is not publicly traded. They will never be, actually, by the way. They don't want to have a board. They don't give a damn about no chairman.
Yeah,
no point.
No.
Let's go to Chad in California. Chad, what's going on?
What's up, boys? Happy opening day. Besides me and Connor, I mean, Mother Nature decided to take a shit on that, so there's always tomorrow.
I did wake up this morning and there were snow flurries in Indiana. It was wildly befuddling because it was just 70 degrees, I think, yesterday or whatever. But my first thought was, that's not good for baseball. That's not good for baseball. So I think there was some weather. Boston got canceled. Washington and that team got canceled because of COVID. So there has been some downs on opening day, but I think it'll get better. Chad, what do you want to talk about?
I got to shout you out, man. I mean, a left-handed, going up into a major league game, stepping on the right side of the plate, out of your comfort zone, getting on base. I mean,
Frontier League. Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Thank you. I appreciate the shout out there because a lot of people in my comments, were doing a lot of coaching in there. And it was like literal first time in the batter's box there. And I was on the wrong side of the plate because I had never been in the batter's box enough to know that lefty was where I was supposed to be at this entire time.
Also, you did not have the correct piece of lumber in your hands.
No.
We need to get you a bigger bat than that.
You think so?
Yeah,
Because
it's not long enough. It's not heavy enough.
In that game, I was potentially not in great shape, and I felt like the bat was heavy in my hands.
Okay, well, and also because the guys are throwing pretty hard for you not seeing it before, so I was thinking, hey, we need, quick
bat.
Yeah, quick hands.
Hey.
But where you're at right now, we need to get you a longer piece of lumber,
a little heavier. Everybody tells me that you're supposed to throw your hands at the ball. Basically, is what I was told.
Really?
Yeah, throw your hands at the ball. Basically, I made first pitch. Listen, this is not. Let's not turn this into a me toot my own horn sesh here, but it is baseball opening day. I had a baseball opening day. It was when I was like 30 years old. First time ever playing. First pitch I see, I'm told by everybody. I think there was a couple of Major League Baseball players that told me this. There was a bunch of people from the baseball world told me. I forget the exacts, but they're like, that first pitch, if this guy doesn't throw you a fastball, like he'll be mocked and laughed out of the baseball community if he doesn't think his fastball can beat a guy who has never stepped into a batter's box before. So they all said your first pitch is going to be a fastball right down the middle, basically. And it was. That son of a bitch was coming quick, though. I did not expect. My hands, it hurt so bad.
Jammed you a bit.
Oh, there was no juice on it at all. And I was like, oh, as soon as I hit it, to be honest, the first reaction is, oh, you've got to be fucking. And then I pull a hamstring running to first base. It was quite an introduction to baseball. But I appreciate that, Chad. Did you have any baseball takes? You a big baseball fan?
Yeah, I'm a big Red Sox fan out here in California, but I had a little pot, man. I mean, anytime the sports get back into it, there's more games to bet on. Corey Seager out here on the Dodgers, man, for MVP at plus 1,500. I mean, he's in a stack lineup, so he's going to get the numbers. They're going to get the wins. And he's in a contract year, and he wants that money. Lindor just got paid. So expect him to go out and have a big season, and might as well take a flyer on that prop and let's cash out at the end of the year.
Okay, Chad, I appreciate that. I did miss whenever you said the team you were referring to, but it sounded like that was a very well thought out bet.
Corey Seager on the Dodgers. He is pretty good.
He would actually have to stay healthy for a year, though.
All right, God. Corey Seager's going to get the bag, okay? Come on. Take it easy. Need a little positivity here on opening day. I do believe one of the games begins in like 10 minutes from now.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so on the other side, we'll probably have the game on, I assume. We'll get into opening day, more phone calls, and Kevin Youkilis. This is the Pat McAfee Show, April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day, dude.
The best wrestling show, period, is back. You know, I hate her character. I don't know if I find it offensive. I find it stupid.
Bayley is the hottest performer in the women's division right now.
I'm the young guys. I look at the QT Marshall thing. I look at the Christian thing. I look at the Paul White thing. And I said, boy, this isn't what we were told. Then again, if he didn't lie, he wouldn't be a wrestling promoter.
Nobody in the history of the business, and that includes Bruno Sammartino, had a run like John did. If you're not fired up for this thing, then you need to check your pulse because holy shit.
If she was in WWE with the talent they have for her to work with, she would be even more highly regarded.
I mean, Cody's entrance has more pyro than that explosive ring match had.
Bad Bunny throws a better punch than Don Moxley.
Oh.
Wrestling's always been about overkill. This may be the most overkill ever. In fact, it for sure is.
Well, hello, sensual piano keys. You sound incredibly inspirational and motivational. Big announcement coming from our company. You know, throughout my entire life, I've made decisions that people have said, ooh, that is stupid. You've read about them, you heard about them. When I was in high school, I went to an underground poker game, won $1,400, flew myself down to Miami, won a kicking contest, and got a scholarship to West Virginia the next day. I turned my back on soccer that day. Everybody said, you're an idiot. Why are you doing that? You have more schools looking at you for soccer than you do for football. What are you thinking? Fast forward 8 years with the Indianapolis Colts, and I was on top of the world, top of the mountain. How's the view? Not too shabby. And when I was at the top of my game, I decided, you know what? I'm going to pursue some other stuff. My friends and I are going to go to work on the internet. We're going to try to chase fulfillment as opposed to just a paycheck. And there were some interesting responses from people of power in the sporting world.
Make them tear the uniform off of you. Sure. Look, somebody needs to stage an intervention. People who know this guy, get to him now. Make him put his helmet back on and get to camp.
Oh no, there's no intervention, Wilbon. No. Here we are 3 years after that date, and it's a celebration, bitches! Cut the music! Let's hand out some bags to the boys. For the boys. For the boys. Hey, by the way, that's for you, brother.
Oh my God.
Are you home? All right, come out the front door.
What's up, dude?
What's this?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
What the fuck? Fuck you.
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
That is the bag of money.
Oh, Fanduel deal went through. There's $50,000 in there for you. Here's a backpack with $50,000 in it. Oh, $50,000 in it.
Oh my God.
Yes, there's $50,000 in there. Yes, there's $50,000.
Are you fucking serious?
Let's go.
Did you rob a bank?
Oh, man. Let's go, dude.
Let's go. I appreciate you, buddy.
Yo, this is...
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, dude.
We did it?
Couldn't have done it without you.
Oh, thank you. Dude, it's a fuck ton of money. You guys.
When I asked Dan Patrick for some advice, he told me always take care of the boys.
But, and you should know, those people that are there with you, that their value cannot be overstated and should not be overstated.
So Mike Wilbon, they didn't hold my jersey on me. They didn't hold my helmet on me. We didn't have an intervention. What we have is a celebration. Because when you bet on yourself, sometimes you hit for big. And for us, the only place we'll bet for the next couple years in an exclusive deal, Fanduel backed the Brinks truck up to our office, and we have never been more thankful, more excited, and more together as we promote the greatest sports book on planet Earth.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here on Thursday, April 1st, 2021. We're living in the year 2090 right now. We are live in Yankee Stadium, getting ready for the Toronto Blue Jays and the New York Yankees to open up this MLB opening day. I'm Pat McAfee. Pretty cool where we're at right now. Ty Schmidt, I believe you're with me. Boston Connor, you're with me.
Unbelievable.
What
stadium.
a fucking place we're at right now, huh?
This is wild. I mean, I really do feel like I'm sitting inside of Yankee Stadium right now.
I do believe we actually are. I don't know how this works, okay? I have no idea how we are living in the generation that not only is creating little starships so we can have intergalactic travel, okay, that's happening, but we're also in the time where Ready Player One's a fucking thing. We are at Yankee Stadium right now.
Thank God.
We are in Yankee Stadium right now, and I'm going to try to bounce around here to a couple different things, but this is absurd. Aaron Judge, how you doing, pal?
That's right.
Hit a fucking homer today, bub. Huh?
Let's go.
Need you, Judge.
Huh? Let's go, dude.
Thank God they have this, too. It's the only way I'd step inside this scumbag stadium is through a VR headset.
Jeez Louise.
Yankees stink.
I don't think that's true, okay? The Yankees have always had an incredible squad, and they invest in their team.
That's right.
Which is why I appreciate the hell out of them. It's obviously opening day. We'll be joined by Kevin Youkilis. Zito, I don't know if you're in the stadium with us or not.
I'm not, no.
Okay, can you tell us how many people give a single fuck that it's opening day? I think they would care more if they were here.
Yeah.
A lot of comments are saying the only thing you guys are missing is like concessions, like virtual concessions.
Is that what you think?
That would be nice.
We need virtual concessions.
We were prepared. There we go! That's what I'm talking about.
Get it, boy.
Attaboy, man. Attaboy.
Go ahead.
All right, man. Attaboy, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Man, we really appreciate that.
A lot of this is ridiculous.
What's that?
Hey, Miller Lights out there, man?
You want a nice long neck out ice cold beer and broke my heart.
I mean, it's opening day, kind of.
Yeah, Bud Light here.
Hey, Bud Light here.
I will say, whenever we knew we were potentially going to be on the fucking field.
Yeah, what are the tickets like right now?
Whenever
Where are you
knew-
sitting?
We're right behind home plate.
Oh, yeah.
No.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty.
Sitting next to Billy Crystal, pretty much.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Love Monsters Inc., Billy. Thank you.
Thank you for what you did. Great hosting.
Appreciate you, Bill.
Great host. You're a great host, Bill.
Fantastic.
How's Aaron look?
Hey, he's big. He's tall. I told him to have a fucking homer because he's at like plus 350 right now to hit a home run or something like that. And to be the first home run of the MLB season, I think it was like plus 2,100 or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Juicy.
He's going to hit one out. They're saying the wind is blowing away from us here, boys.
Perfect.
Say the wind's blowing that way.
Hitter Stadium today. Exactly what we need.
Yeah, we were told it was blowing out to right field. So, I mean, we'll see. There should be a lot of dingers today.
There should be. Obviously, we got over here. They have the stats.
Oh, yeah.
You see, like, the stats. Garrett Cole versus Mr. Seaman here.
Yeah, you click the thing on the bottom, too. You'll get the whole entire field instead of just the home plate
Get out of
little
here.
strike zone. Oh, yeah.
Really?
It's unbelievable.
Are you bouncing around the whole fucking stadium?
I'm
bro?
messing around.
Hey, get
I'm
back to your
everywhere.
seat, dude.
I'm everywhere. I'm in the grandstand now. These are my people, you know, up in the nosebleeds.
Mine just started saying it'll begin shortly.
Yeah, mine's still sitting on this event will begin shortly.
No,
We're back.
Are we not going to watch the game? I just saw warm-ups. I just talked to Aaron Judge.
I'm watching Gary Sanchez take BP, boys. We're okay. It'll be back. Don't worry.
We are all using the same login. I wonder if that
has to.
Oh, you think they know that it's being used on 15 devices right now?
And the same IP address.
No way. I'm using Don Tom Bronze, too, so I think we should be okay. We can switch.
No, that's why you're okay. I think ours potential.
No. You guys got kicked out of the stadium
Baseball
already?
stinks again. Baseball stinks again. Game over.
So you've been kicked out of a virtual basketball game?
Great.
Now, virtual baseball game.
Anyways, welcome back to the show. Thank you, Mitt, for the hot dog here with ketchup on it, which is the only way to eat it.
Yeah, thanks for mine, Mitt.
Yeah, what the hell,
What did you get? He brought in, he had a lot of stuff.
I didn't get anything. I asked for everything.
When I went out there to take a little, urine trip,
Come on, man.
he had a lot of stuff. I would assume the Behind the Glass crew is eating a lot of food right now, right?
Oh, yeah, it's Manje City back there.
Mitt did great work. He even had a little thing he set up and decorated. Anyways, welcome back. Opening day. We try to be at the. We're watching the game now on TV here. We were in there.
Yeah, sitting in the stadium.
Yeah. It's a bummer yours guys doesn't work because, I mean, all of a sudden I'm here and then, hold on, I'm in the stadium.
No.
Yeah,
No,
I'm in the
come on.
stadium
Is it
right now.
like that?
I'm here. I'm in the stadium.
I was in the stadium. I was like that, and then this event will begin shortly. It just shut off.
I'm telling it's bad. I'm in the stadium right now. I could be taking hacks from Garrett Cole if I really wanted to.
How's he pitching? Is the ball moving?
Well, he's walking out to the mound now, but from the looks of it, yeah, he's going to be throwing gas today. Pat.
Okay, so maybe take the under for the Toronto.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe take Garrett Cole's over for strikeouts as well if he's throwing smoke.
I think the over-under is at 8.5 or something like that. But there's also a same-game parlay you can hit right now on Fanduel, and I think it's up to $10 off on a same-game parlay for one of these baseball games that is plus 400 or more. You have to opt in. But you get a free $10 parlay basically. Right. There's a lot of options in baseball for the same-game parlay. I have a plus 25 hunch parlay from a $10. There's a plus 3,000 one I put together. The home runs, like Aaron Judge, I think it's like plus 250 or something like that just for this game. Then if he's the first one of the entire MLB thing, it's like plus 2,100 or something. There's a lot of good gambling in this baseball thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially in this first. I mean, like the Yankees will hit home runs. Like that's what their offense
Especially
is
with the
built
wind.
on. The wind blowing out to the short porch out in right field. I mean, we're going to see some fireworks today, I think.
Well, they need to get the pitch in here, all right?
Yeah,
come on. What time does this 105 game start?
Yeah, it's always a little
classic
late.
What's going on in there?
Vlad Guerrero Jr. Look, boys, I know the Yankees have Garrett Cole and everything, but Vlad Guerrero Jr. looks yoked today. He might hit 3 home runs, guys. I'm sorry. I'm looking at him in person. I mean, this guy's an absolute monster. Look out. It's not good for the Yankees, I'll tell you that much.
Just the thought. I want to let everybody know, if you're listening, this is tough.
Yeah, you don't get it.
This is maybe the toughest
big visual.
And I should have let off with we're all in Oculus, an Oculi, in virtual reality world there. Whenever we learned that we could potentially be in the stadium as the game was starting, I mean, we immediately said, well, we're coming immediately back from the break we're all wearing them. Yeah. Homework assignment, bring in Oculi this morning. Had to do this whole thing. We were pumped about it. I want to let you know, when you just gave that breakdown of Vlad right there, and with your mustache being really the only thing you can see, with how you're outside, I'm looking at him. I mean, that was exactly what we imagined. I think.
Marcus Simeon stepping up. I mean, look, I was on the Yankees. I still am, even though I like the Red Sox. But this Blue Jays team looks tough, boys. And they're all up on the dugout. I mean, they're fired up down there.
Oh, the boys are buzzing.
Oh, yeah, they're buzzing.
No.
I'm nervous.
We taking the Blue Jays.
I mean, ball one. Guys.
Hey, Zito's got his glove out.
Yeah, I'm ready to catch one.
Zito's got his glove
here
out.
we go. Can of corn.
Here we go.
Can of corn.
Oh, you see, you're ahead of the...
Well, yeah, it's because I'm at the stadium. You guys have the delay. You guys have the delay on the feed. I'm at the stadium. I'm watching it live. I'm sorry.
We need strikeouts, though. Okay?
Yeah.
We need strikeouts, not cans of corn. All right, Garrett? Let's get him a little low.
Come on now.
Okay. Wasn't a can of corn either.
Routine ground ball. What game are you watching?
Are you there?
That was a can of corn. I mean, it was a pop off the bat, but hell, if that guy can't get that ground ball, then what is a can of corn these days?
Let's go to the phone, shall we? Let's go to Sonny in Toronto. Sonny, what's going on?
What's going on, Pat? Shout out you guys. Shout out Pat. Shout out the boys. But yo, I want to give a special shout out to an individual in the YouTube comment section. His name's Turk Davidson. He holds it down. So thank you, Turk.
Okay, shout out Turd Ferguson there. Appreciate that.
Thank you, dude.
He hung up, by the way. I did not hang up, but that's literally all you want to do. Give a shout. Big shout out to Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, thank you.
YouTube community.
What is Turd? Turd's holding it down in there. There's a couple people.
Right.
We got Russ T. Trombone, I believe, is also in there. Holds it down.
Stinks is always doing
Foxy
something.
Stinks is always holding it down.
Yeah.
Boots the Passes, I believe, is in there.
Pepe, obviously.
Pepe's in there.
Yeah.
There's a couple more.
Jinshu, Anthony,
Attaboy's 8.
Michael.
Yeah. Mike. Yeah, Big
Yeah,
Mike.
Big Mike.
Let's go to Clay in Minneapolis. What's going on, Clay?
What's up, boys? This is an absolute dream of mine. You guys are electric.
Oh, thank you. You should see. This is a dream of ours, too, man. Yeah. We thought to ourselves, if we could get a good call from a guy named Clay, today would be a good day. Here we are, Clay in Minneapolis, making fucking dreams come true, dude. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, I'll take it. Let's go. So I'm a student at the U of M. I'm studying sports management. I work with the equipment staff for the electric PJ Flex. It is my dream to work with you guys, so I'm just wondering, what is it like to look around and be like, wow, this is my job. I created this with me and my boys, this fucking masterpiece.
Well, it's not Clay. Good call. Ended it with a complete bullshit statement. This place is not a masterpiece. Okay, this morning, this morning we had a remote that didn't have any batteries in it, and somebody was trying to use it. I would assume for numerous days, and just it doesn't work. I guess that just doesn't happen. And
I mean, I was here this morning. I'm at Yankee Stadium. So I don't know who did that, but it wasn't me.
This place is obviously filled with a lot of very, very dumb things and happenings. But yeah, I think we're all pretty pumped that this is a job that we get to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, pretty wild. Couldn't dream it up in a lab, so.
Hey, Connor been working construction before. Listen, this is Gumpy was painting ships.
The only issue with that, guys, we do not drink snake oil here, and it sounds like he's been guzzling that with PJ Fleck.
Oh, you're talking about his.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
He's all the way.
He's all the way in.
I like PJ Fleck.
More power to you.
Me too. PJ came on and gave a speech on this show.
Yeah.
People were like, want this guy to run for president someday.
Yeah,
saying.
right.
And he's going to come on again.
I don't do speeches no more.
Wide receiver up in Minnesota had a nice little 40 this morning, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, let's not talk about Winfield Jr., dude. He is absolute stud for Tampa. Tampa needed him, rookie out of Minnesota. Hey, PJ Fleck has turned that place around. They got a beautiful facility they let us use. I mean, I'm a big Gopher fan. Row the boat now.
Row the boat.
Who hates Iowa? We hate Iowa. That's what Minnesotans say.
Yeah. It's kind of a loser's mentality, but hey, do you. You don't hear Iowa chanting, "We hate Minnesota."
Let's go to Corey in Shelbyville.
The crowd was popping.
Corey, what's going on? It was loud. That place, we hate Iowa. There was a lot of hate. I never heard something that loud. It was awesome. Kind of a loser's mentality. What an answer there by an Iowa native. What do you want to talk about, Corey in Shelbyville? The show kind of stinks right now. We are distracted. This is the only time baseball matters, and I think we all have a rather significant amount of money on this particular game. What do you want to talk about, brother?
No, this show is the greatest show on the internet or TV every day. Doesn't matter what baseball trash is. Doesn't matter.
Can't have this.
Not every time. You guys might want to check on Mitt in the back. Those phones are staticky as fuck, and I don't think he noticed.
Well, he's
hitting the ball.
Yeah, he was putting together. He has been doing that as well, but he was of CBD. That's by the way, of course,
CBD.
But he's been putting together this this game day him and idiot guy thing, and it's very well done. I don't know where the rest of it is, but it's very good. But shout out to him. Prick. What do you want to talk about, though, Corey?
Well, I had a question. I was wondering if you guys were as shocked as I was that Jay Glazer didn't break the news on the full stadiums last week. If Big Raj is bringing it out this week, I figured Jay would have had it at least.
That's a good point. That's great. Listen, Corey, we didn't think about that. We did not think about that. But I would assume he was in the know. It seems like he was in the know. But Raj, I don't think he gets his leaks from the NFL themselves. You want to keep the NFL happy if you work in the NFL world. But we'd assume Jay Glazer knew a couple weeks ago.
Obviously. The guy doesn't miss.
Okay, so shout out Jay Glazer. Shout out to our guest right now, though. Hey.
Here we go.
Listen, it's baseball opening day.
Yep.
Okay, the New York Yankees are currently playing the baseball against Toronto. That has nothing to do with the man that's joining us right now. Over 10 seasons in the MLB. Played for the Red Sox, White Sox, Yankees, two-time World Series champion with the Red Sox. He's also the owner of Loma Brewing Company and Loma Coffee Company.
Let's go.
Fantastic.
Love it.
Delicious.
Fantastic, both the coffee and the beer, by the way. And I think the last time we talked to him, or one of the times we talked to him, he said, well, I got into the beer, and then I realized had to get into the coffee as well the next morning. And they created something that was absolutely incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, they're not booing him. Kevin, Youkilis, what's going on, bub? How are you, pal?
Good morning. Happy opening day, man.
Hey, this is big day. We led off the show with this. Baseball has 3 big days in the sports world. Opening day, the final World Series game, like outside the baseball world, you know what I mean? And then whenever some ridiculously dramatic story drops in the offseason where Rob Manfred said something stupid. Those are the 3 days. Today's one of them. I'm so thankful you joined us today, Yuk.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. You got to slide the hand, though. You got to get that hand up and start sliding it down. There it is. Wow. There it is.
And then I think you also did one of these as well, right?
Yeah. On the pole. Slide down the. There you go.
So,
good.
There's Lars. Hey, there it is. Ooh. Hey, were you pointing that? You were pointing that straight at the pitcher?
Yeah, it changed so much. Who knows where that hell that pass? Man, it was there. It was here. Who knows? I mean, there's so many different stances you can look at, man. It's not how you look. It's how you. It's like what you do after all that. It's not how you start. It's how you finish.
Yeah, the swing. All you gotta do is make contact, right? As long as if you're getting through it and you're making contact, what matters? It does not matter how you look beforehand.
No.
People call me fat though.
Doesn't matter about looks.
Yuk, when I played baseball one time, a lot of people on the internet said I looked fat in my batter stance. What's that all about?
I have no idea what that means. I mean, people told me I look fat all the time. I think I look great.
Last year we talked to you before the state fair-like season was how it was being described. Like, this is not baseball. It's shortened. There's a reason why you have bullpens and everything like that. It was changed baseball with the season, but had to do what they had to do to get through the season. Now, it's back to 162 games. Today's the first one. Have you had a chance to chat with people within the league on how much, are they much happier this year going into the season? Does it feel like pre-COVID season? Like, what is the mindset of the players and everybody in the MLB as they approach this season here?
Yeah, the coaches, the players are excited. They're pumped. I mean, it's just back to a little bit of normalcy. But the number one thing, which is always the most crucial part of playing sports, our fans are back. when the fans get back in the stands, it's the adrenaline rush. When you play 162 games, you need the fans. I don't even know how they made it even through 60 games without fans last year, because those backfield spring training suck. Like, I hated those days. When there's fans, it gives you that atmosphere of like, man, I made it. And this is just the cheers, the boos, you name it, the name calling, walking in Yankee Stadium, seeing the fuck you shirts. It's one of my favorite parts. Pulling up. But that's the beauty of sports, right?
Yeah, in the baseball world, because you guys travel so much and there's so many games, it's just like, it feels like it's every single day you guys have a game. I always wondered about the mental fatigue potentially that you could experience. Now, obviously with football, your immediate thought is like the fans are very important in football because defenses are going to have to run their faces into people. They need that adrenaline rush. But I would assume just for the sanity of a season, the different crowds or potential places you could go to experience, those are probably a little bit mood. I would assume that is a big time mood boost in the draining ass season is normally the MLB. Oh, you guys live on the road. You're like rock stars.
Oh, you're on the road constantly. You're waking up. I mean, you don't even know what time you're waking up half the time because your clock's always changing. You're moving different places, but there was nothing worse than going to luckily the Red Sox, playing for the Red Sox, they travel, right? I mean, the fans are everywhere. They travel, they show up. But there's nothing worse than going to Tampa Bay and playing in a stadium that is just dead. It's hot, it's summertime. Luckily it's inside, but it's just mood setting. I mean, it gets you in the right mood when you go into the old Yankee Stadium. The new Yankee Stadium's not as fun as the old one. And there's just packed people on top of you yelling and screaming. I mean, it also separated the great from the average, too. The guys that like to get up for that game and have those fans on top of you and in your ear and telling you, like I said, there's a lot of things we can't say probably here on the TV on the is this radio? Is this TV or radio or both?
Well, you already said "fuck you."
Yeah. So I did say that, didn't I?
Yeah. I don't know how much. I don't know how much further you're going. I don't think you should. I don't know. True. Yeah, but let it fly, big guy. Hey, let it fly, big
we're
guy.
Streaming, right?
Yeah,
it's all about the stream or whatever the hell we're on here.
Yeah, the internet.
But that's the beauty of it, man. The fans, they make it. I mean, they make it happen, and there's and there's some stadiums that feel it better, than others, and they shit talk so much in baseball. You got 3.5 hours of shit talk. I mean, you go to Oakland, you're in the outfield. I played the outfield maybe one time in Oakland, and I got buried. I was running all over the map. I'm not an outfielder. I sucked at outfield. And they're like, go back to first base. I'm like, please, tell my manager that. I'm ready to move back to the infield.
Yeah, because in the outfield, by the way, those are normally $5-10 seats in the bleachers in some places or whatever, and that is normally a good time. When you go to the outfield, that is a good time you're out there. And the players are on an island. None of their teammates are with them. They are literally just standing on a stage, but it's not really a stage because it's lower than everybody. A stage would be higher. It's actually lower than everybody. There is just a natural instinct in the outfield to be like, hey,
you suck.
Fuck you. Yeah. It is a natural instinct to do that. But I feel like we get a lot more moments where the outfielders turn around and there's an interaction. I think those subtleties are what make baseball cool. I think that type of stuff, you don't get that in many other sports. The strike zone, Uke. Is it not time to get rid of these umps? Let's get rid of these umps. Let's get the digital square on the screen. Let's just get them out of the game. We don't need somebody calling it tight down there. Need on TV. We see it's a strike. It needs to be a strike. You get them out of the game, Uke. Are we doing that ever or no?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, now you're cutting jobs. I mean,
no. Move them somewhere else. No, move them somewhere else.
You're going tech and unemployment's going down.
No. Send them somewhere else. No, send them out to the outfield, or somewhere else. Add another so the game gets better and there's more jobs actually.
And they can shit talk the outfielders. That should be their job. Umpires should move to the outfield and just shit talk players all game.
Every time I say that to people in baseball that are actual baseball fans, they hate it. Like people like in baseball, it's like the strike zone is that's something the game is about. What the strike zone is like. It's like those kind of inside baseball things that I think if you're not in baseball, you don't know about that. But whenever it gets to like the World Series or the playoffs and they have that thing on there, and it's like that's clearly a strike, and I potentially bet on one of these teams that I know nothing about. Yeah, I did. Yeah, me potentially, and it kind of fucked me over a little bit there. It's like outside baseball, we need to do this, we need to do this. With hockey, it just happened with a ref getting a hot mic where basically it was exposed that in hockey, there is like game management, and like if a bad call is one way, there's a makeup call the other way, and all the people in hockey came out and were like, we understand that happens, that's our game. Baseball seems to have a lot of that, doesn't it? I think baseball has a lot of that stuff inside of it.
You know, the worst one is the 3-0. The 3-0 automatic call. That was my least favorite of all the calls. Like, if it's anywhere near the strike zone, they're like, ha! And I'm like, wait, hold on. You're telling me, like, this guy can't throw a strike, and 3-0, I can't go to first. Wait, what? Like, I'm so confused here. Like, no, we're going to speed up the game, but now you're not speeding up the game because that's one more pitch. And then the next one he throws in the dirt, and then you walk down to first. I'm like, guys, you got this all wrong. If it's a strike, it's a strike. It doesn't matter if it's 3-0, 0-0, 1-1, 2-1. Call the damn game the way it's supposed to be called all the time. So I'm in agreement on some of this stuff. But, you know, for me, it's not my I'm not hung up on the strike zone thing. I know that, I think also the box too, from what I've heard, is when they used in the Arizona Fall League, the curveballs were being called strikes because of the box, but literally they're almost hitting the ground. So it's not all there yet. I think the technology will get there, and you know, you can't fight it, man. Tech always wins in the end. I'm here in Silicon Valley, and tech always wins.
Yeah, a lot of things, by the way. They win everything. All the things. Tech wins all. Grocery shopping, they tech won some. Anything that you think they're potentially not going to win, tech will win. You just said 3-0 automatic strike coming basically from the umps because the 4-0 probably looks bad or they feel bad, whatever the case is. Is there anything else like that? Because I remember like Bryce Harper was getting into some shit with the baseball purists. Then last year, old buddy Tatis was getting into some trouble with that. It feels like there's a lot of like rules almost that the baseball community has, and it seems like those are all kind of coming to light as more and more of them are getting broken. Is there more that we don't know about, and what is your kind of feelings on the evolution of sport almost that is baseball?
Wow, it's like a dissertation I'm gonna have to write here. Wow.
Do you really?
I'm kidding, man. That was a really long and good question you asked there.
Well, I wanted to make sure I laid it out to people that don't know baseball too, you know?
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of people out there that don't understand it. But the big thing, this is really, I want to make you feel better, though, and I want to say there's a lot of people that don't understand it.
Thank you.
But it's really just you.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Yeah. But no, the one that used to always get called, which changed immediately with instant replay, was if the ball beats you, you're on it. Like they would tag you, but if the ball beats you, you're out. Like even if you slid underneath the tag or got around it, you were automatically out. So that's one rule that's changed dramatically. It's also the one I don't like too, is the super slow-mo replay where if the guy slides off the base and he's up in the air a little bit, but he's been safe the whole time, and just that little glimpse of him being off the base, they call that. That's one I'm not a big fan of.
Okay.
You know, he was safe usually back in the day. But yeah, I think the evolution of baseball is just basically this. Pitchers are trying to throw the ball as hard as they're trying to throw as hard as they can. They're trying to spin the ball as hard as they can, which is basically, I mean, I'm not going to get into that. You're gonna have to Google that one. Spin rates.
Hey, that kid can spin it.
Yeah.
That kid can spin it.
Yeah. Look for a ball. Get a ball. But anyways, spin rates are high. When you throw a fastball up in the zone, you get more spin. Guys are trying to swing and hit home runs, so their swings are going underneath more. Guys are pounding the top of the zone. You get more strikeouts. You're getting more walks. You're getting more hit by pitches, and less balls in play. So for me, I'm not a huge fan of less balls in play because I like to see action. I think the fans agree with it, and baseball's just going to have to adapt and adjust over time. Because if the fans don't like it, you're going to have to change. But if the fans keep coming out, keep doing your thing, boys.
So baseball success still going, huh? Baseball as a sport, a lot of still growing and growing in the baseball world, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, baseball's always, I think it's, I didn't look at the attendance record from like 2019 versus 18 and all that. It's just changing, right? I mean, everything's changing in life with streaming, and now I think YouTube is taking over baseball in some ways, so you can watch it on YouTube. But
let's go.
It's just. I think the hardest part about baseball is getting younger fans, and we need to fix some things at the lower levels and younger levels to make baseball more exciting. And that's pretty much my mission going forward. Is I can only change so much at the major league level, but I can really help out the younger levels and try to change some things because we got to get this thing rocking, man. More kids need to be playing baseball. We need athletes.
I agree. Can we get the pitchers to relax whenever somebody hits a home run and gets excited about it? Can we get that to potentially? And on the flip side, can we get some pitchers talking more shit when they strike people out? Can we get a little bit? Can we get more of that, or is that something? Oh, you don't like it. You don't like it.
Well, no. Well, for me, it's just it never ends well, man. I mean, it's always somebody charging the mound. There's always bench clearing fights, and it's going to happen, man. It's just human nature. When you get 20-year-olds, right, that don't have fully developed brains. I was there at one point.
Science.
You kind of get sensitive, and next thing you know, it's go time. Everyone's out there, and then you got the one guy in the back that's like, hold me back, hold me back. Yeah. I'm the craziest one, but I'm always in the back.
Good for the game.
Hey, in football, it's way different. I mean, football they probably had that too.
No,
but you always have the craziest dudes, right? Like, well, I always say it's the DBs and wide receivers that are always getting in. They're always getting in fights, and then it's always the big dudes that have to come in. They put their hands on people, move them aside. But there's always the one dude in baseball that's at the back, like, hold me back and acting crazy.
Come on. You always so in football fights. The West Virginia team I was on, people liked starting shit with us, it felt like. So there was numerous pregame situations that happened. And when those things happen, you have to be on the film. So, you know what I mean? You have to be in, it does not matter. You cannot be seen on team film, game film, not being in it when everybody else is. So that was something I think I learned in college. And in the NFL, there was a couple situations that popped off in my area. There's a film of me that we watched literally Chuck circled it at one point. A scruff starts, I put my helmet on, and I immediately just run right into the middle of it. With no objective at all. I just went right into the middle of it, and then everybody kind of got pushed away, and I just kind of fell back and just started punting into the thing again. And the question was what the fuck are you doing? I was like, well, there's no way. If I'm not in there, even if I'm getting beat up, if I'm not in there, we got big problems here, And they were like, just fucking stay out of it. Just stay out of it or whatever. But baseball, those.
Yeah, what was your thought? What was your first thought when you ran in there? I want to know what your first thought was. Who am I going after?
No, that's not the thought.
What am I doing?
The thought is, okay, I should eat a punch here if anybody's going to take one. The thought is, I have to get in here. You know what I mean? And by the way, it was just it was something on the sideline, so I didn't go onto the field. It was near the kicking net, but it was just a clean helmet on. Mm-hmm. Let me just run. I got nothing on anybody in this. I would get killed. But it's just have to be seen on film. Those baseball fights, though, do you guys have mission? Are you guys trying to knock each other? Is that because they seem so intense? At least the batter and the pitcher there is so much intense. And then when everybody else comes on, how many people are fuck, all right, we got to go do this? Or is it all hands on deck whenever those fights happen where you got to swing?
Well, you always have a certain few players that are always the ones that you have to worry about, right? There's a couple players that you're oh God, if that switch goes on, there's going to be haymakers thrown. There's going to be just craziness that ensues here. So it's always on both teams. So you always have to spot them. The funny thing is speaking of the Yankees in opening day, Kyle Farnsworth, that was a guy that luckily he was in the bullpen, right? And he had to run out from the bullpen. If he's coming in out of that dugout, we're all who's got him? Who's got Kyle Farnsworth? And it's not who, it's how many guys are going to take on Kyle Farnsworth and get this going. Because the thing about the baseball fights too, they get so stupid a lot of times, but when they start scrumming, when the scrum and you get the pile, it is this all out nonsense because you got cleats, you got spikes. It is this, you're coming out of there with something, right? But no one really throws a good punch. Right, you're kind of all just hugging. You're kind of doing your thing, and
it feels there's a lot of bad punches in baseball. Why is that? Why is that? Because you guys are just throwing it's a baseball.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I learned after, it's funny, after baseball, I started doing jiu-jitsu, and I was like, man, there was a lot of things I would have done differently in these fights. There would have been a lot of different things I would have done that would have been a lot of fun. There was only one time I got a guy pinned down. It was the Coco Chris charging, and I was on top, mounted. I was a perfect BJJ mounted, and just thinking about what I could have done in that situation. But I didn't get in the fight, so I wasn't as angry. I think it was more the
But you had
fight
a
or
good
flight
position.
where you're in it.
Yeah, you had a good position, though. And the person
I was mounted. It was it. Like chokehold, I could have just got in on it.
Could have. Oh, you're on his back? You had his back?
No, mount. So he was opening him up.
You could have dropped some bones on
Yeah,
gone to work.
Right, and then could have done the choke out. There are so many things. But
Yeah,
the funny one was
side
that same
control.
fight.
Yeah.
So if you pull up that fight, because I know you have Sean Casey on sometimes. Sean Casey beat me out of Sean Casey gets thrown out at second base like I've never seen on balls hit off the green monster to 380 in right center field. He is on a full sprint out of the dugout, and I'm running out there as fast as I can. Sean beat me in a race to the frickin' pitcher's mound. I was somewhat excited for him to see speed finally in his life, but I was also embarrassed by the time I got out there that I was chasing Sean Casey to the pitcher's mound. But that Coco Chris fight is pretty amazing if you go watch that one. Johnny Gomes, watch the punches he throws.
Hey, so
he knows what he's doing.
The interesting thing is, and by the way, shout out that you're doing jiu-jitsu. You rolling every morning over there. You getting people to tap out.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I think I've been tapped out more than I've tapped out people.
I trained jiu-jitsu one morning. It was me, Matt Mitrione. He's not. I don't think he's a known jiu-jitsu guy either. He tapped me out 3 times in 1 minute. It was awesome. Broke both of my arms at one point. Could have broke. Had me in a double arm lock. It was couldn't even tap out. I had to do it with my foot.
Dude, you get in the weirdest positions possible. Your arm is over here, and next thing you know, you're like, I can't. How do I tap?
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out how to tap.
Yeah, and you got thighs.
BJJ is where it's at, man. It's a workout. It's hard, and you know what? It's humbling as hell. You learn real quick that I think I'm tough. You're like, no, I'm not tough. I got to keep going here more.
Ty, what do you have?
Yuke, have you heard anything about the COVID protocols from guys and how it's going to go? Because I feel like last year, doing that through a 60-game season in terms of how guys prepare for games might have been a little bit easier than this year when you're going to have to do that kind of stuff before 162 games. You think that's going to impact any guys?
Yeah, I think I haven't heard too much about the protocols and how they've changed. My wife and I were watching the basketball games, and can somebody please explain why they put all the chairs next to each other on the court in the timeout, but then off the court they all have to sit 20 feet apart? It doesn't make any sense half the time. So
they do sprint those out and just they sprint those out.
They're all getting in. They're all getting in team. But then it's whoa, spread out. Hold on. Hopefully they all just get vaccinated as soon as possible. Get these. And listen, I know we have to get everyone vaccinated, but this is a lot of entertainment value for a lot of us. So if we can get everyone vaccinated as soon as possible, whether it be fans, players, let's get this thing rocking.
Now, I'm sorry I was distracted while you were talking about that. I think that's in every sport, by the way. College football has that happening right now.
Yep.
I think the NFL is having that same conversation. Yeah, the MLB, same whole thing. I'm watching a fight. A guy just pegged you in the middle of your back. You sprinted out, threw your helmet at him. Then you did this number here. Do you remember this? Is this the fight you were referring to?
Yeah, I actually did. Yeah, I actually did a podcast about this. We did a reenactment play-by-play. I looked at one point, my left foot is right behind my right foot. Horrible form. One of my buddies, I don't know if Troy Evans played for the Saints, was a captain of the Super Bowl. He texted me the next day, he's like, dude, horrible form.
On the helmet
I know, I was high, but I didn't realize he's 6'6", and next thing you know, oh my God.
Oh, okay.
But the whole thing was funny because I got hit the night before with 97 in the ribs because we hit Miguel Cabrera got hit. And so they retaliated. Edwin Jackson drills me 97, one of the ones that goes boom and goes straight down. Anytime you see the ball hit somebody and go straight down, it hurts the most. So when you're watching baseball, that is pain.
What?
So I even went to Jim Leland. I was like, I'll take it tonight. I'm not taking it again. Next thing you know, Victor Martinez in the first inning, Miguel Cabrera gets hit again the next day. First inning, he's out of the game. Victor Martinez hit in front of me. They throw like literally chin music. He gets out of the way, pops up the pitch. I go out to the field. I lead off the next inning like, oh, nothing's going to happen, right? I got hit before. I believe Jim Leyland. First pitch,
Jim
94,
Leyland.
hits me that far from where I got hit the night before.
Jim
and I just
Leyland.
I was like, I'm going to run to the mound. I'm going to sprint. Next thing you know, he's like running the other way. I'm like, oh, God, this is a lot crazier than I thought it would be.
He did not run towards you. He actually was going to
Retain the bull. Retain the bull.
Normally, a pitcher will go towards you. There is this fight why you started doing jiu-jitsu?
No.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I was way past my prime then. Like when I started, I was retired. I was bored as hell in life, and I was like, I can't go to the gym every day. I need to do something. And I also live in California. There's a little bit of laws here that are a little crazy. So, I can't use certain weapons in California. So I might as well make myself a weapon.
So you're going to become. Listen,
yeah. So if that guy walks into my house with a weapon, the jiu-jitsu, throw it out the window. It ain't gonna mean shit.
Hey, can you do one of those cool things where you like, you know what I mean?
Like disarm someone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who's captain now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you do one of those things? Try to get work
Shield
that.
gun?
If somebody
You yell
breaks
shield
into your
gun
house,
after?
if somebody breaks into your house, please have the Simply Safe cameras roll. Try to do that one in there. I think that'd be cool to watch. That'd be good for all of us if you could do that.
Yeah, that would be the highlight of my life if that ever happened.
Who's going to win the World Series, Yuk?
Oof, gosh, the tough questions here. It's going to be hard, man, not to pick the guys that won it last year. They're fully loaded. The Dodgers are fully loaded. That team is just super stacked. So to go against them and go against the Vegas odds would be tough. Some of the crapshoots that we went over. I did a whole list of this with my buddy, but I got Dodgers versus White Sox. I mean, that's pretty easy to put out there. The White Sox are looking really strong. They got they're loaded. They're fully loaded. They got an old school manager coming, so we'll see how that happens with Tony La Russa. But looking over, all these teams, I think they just, it all depends on pitching. Whoever has the best pitching, you're gonna win the World Series. So that's who I got.
And honestly, like most years, what happens in the first 100 games does not matter.
Yep,
pretty much.
Don't worry about the first month. The first month is like, you see the fans that are on teams that kind of stink. We'll say kind of stink, average, that are hot. That's the hottest they'll be all year, and that's it. And then you're going to see some teams that, they might be 500 in the first month, and they're going to go on to win 100 games. So baseball's funny like that, and it's kind of you got 162 for a reason. You got to play those last 81. The last 81 are the most important. After that, I guess it's a little bit before the All-Star break, but after the All-Star break is when baseball really, really picks up, and you see who's going to make it.
All right, well, we appreciate you, Kevin. Man, you are the best. I appreciate our conversations. Good luck with the jiu-jitsu. Good luck with the beer. Good luck with the coffee. And we appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys. And NFL Draft. Great month. April, baby. Love this month.
You're right. It is. NFL Draft teams could get better or worse. Or make some bad decisions. You got MLB opening day. You got March Madness is ending.
National Championship.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a good month, huh? This is a good month.
The great month. And the question is, are you going to announce another pick?
No, I don't think they're going to have me out there.
The orangutang's coming back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Youkilis. Thank you, man.
Sorry, fellas.
Who did? Who hit the first home run?
Cabrera?
Miguel Cabrera.
In the snow.
Yeah.
In the snow?
$5 wins me $230. I sprinkle it a little bit everywhere. Miggy comes through.
Wow.
Good hit.
So maybe that's what baseball will be for this. We'll make insanely good odd having bets. And then if they pop off during the show, we'll celebrate.
Yeah.
Boom. Congrats, Foxy.
Congrats, Foxy. I never hit those.
I would not want to be playing baseball on a day like that in Detroit. Holy shit.
Let's get to a break. Have we done a break yet?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, we got to get to a break. I was in the stadium at the beginning of this hour.
Right.
And
I still am
in New York.
It's nice in here.
Check it out.
You still have a chance to kind of get in there.
Yeah.
How is it?
It's pretty good. I'm just glad the Yankees are losing, Thank God.
All right, well, all of our bets revolve around the Yankees.
Come on.
Hey, Judge struck out. He looked terrible on that first at-bat. I'm not happy about it either. You know? But hey.
We'll be back in 4 minutes answering some phone calls. This is the Pat McAfee Show.
Hello and welcome to Office Championship Wrestling live in Indianapolis, Indiana. Tonight we have a straight to hell match in which the Devil will battle against our Office wrestler, Dylan Boston. You might be wondering how we got here. Let's find out right now.
And now we have to make a deal with the Devil.
Yeah, no big deal. Classic trial by combat situation. We got our champion, Dylan Bostic. All he's got to do, win the match, 1, 2, 3, and we're home safe.
The only man that would take the job to protect us from the Devil himself, Dylan Bostic.
Like you mentioned, Pat, there's probably about 5 or 6 other guys we'd rather have in this position, but we'll take Bostic, I guess.
Not only are all of our souls on the line, the Office Championship Wrestling Championship presented by Natural Light is also on the line.
Jesus, the Devil's trying to put Bostic right to hell.
I do not want to go to hell.
No.
Don't do it.
Good God, no. Come on, Bostic, Pat.
Oh, no. Oh, my.
I'll see you in hell, Pat. The goddamn Easter Bunny's out here. What the hell's he doing here?
The Easter Bunny is obviously here to help Dylan Bostic. Wait a minute. No!
No!
The Easter Bunny's been on the Devil's side this whole time. Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ!
What the hell's Jesus Christ doing here?
The power of Christ is compelling Dylan Bostic.
Look at this, Pat! Jesus Christ is bringing Bostic back to life! Jesus is going insane! And now Bostic's kicking wholesale ass in the ring!
Jesus Christ has come to help Dylan Bostic defeat the Devil and defeat the Easter Bunny. What's going to happen here?
Good God Almighty, it looks like he's going up in the scissor lift!
Jesus is lifting the scissor lift! Jesus is now telling Bostic to come down.
Don't do it, Bostic! Don't do it! Oh my God! Oh, Bostic's dead! He's dead! You can't tell from home, but that scissor lift is about 8 stories up, Pat!
80 feet in the air! Oh wait, he's tuning up the bed. The Devil!
Super kick! Into the casket! The Devil goes down! The Devil goes down!
He shuts the casket! Straight back to hell! The Devil goes straight back to hell, where he belongs!
With the assist from Jesus Christ of Nazareth!
Dylan Bostic saves the PMI Office's souls and wins the OCW Championship right here on our first OCW Straight to Hell.
Thank you. I'll tell you what, it's pretty cool. Roger Goodell gave me a big hug beforehand too, so that's good, sir. Thank you so much. Shane, you drinking? Yeah. Cheers to you, man. That was a good one. That was good. That was good. Oh, that was. I feel like it went pretty good. Oh, look at the phone.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'll read this one in the third hour. It deserves a lot more attention than it'll get right now.
True.
We have a new sponsor that might be maybe the most sophisticated thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Reading soil.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to change my entire. Yeah, it is. It's going to change everything we got going on. Let's get to the phones. Let's go to Kaylee in New York. Kaylee, what's going on?
Hey, Pat and the boys.
How are you guys today?
Oh, not too shabby. Just, I think at this point, trying to watch baseball and enjoy it, but we're 2 innings in, and I think I'm already at the point where I'm done with it. But, just trying to have a good time here. Kaylee, what are you up to?
Oh, enjoying the show as usual, but so I'm actually a part of Wave Junkies.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay. The Wave Junkies set the mood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We love that you guys play some of our beats, sometimes and whatnot. But what I wanted to say is that we actually made a remix rendition of Waggle Waggle.
Oh.
And we're dying to get your guys' reaction because we're pretty proud of it. It's about like a minute and a half long, but you guys should check it out.
Okay, Kaylee, we appreciate that. The Wave Junkies create great tones for this particular show. Mm-hmm. We'll have to download that, get it in maybe a Feel Good Friday. We appreciate the Wave Junkies a lot, as well as all of the other independent artists that allow us to play their music. We appreciate the hell out of you. Let's go to Nick in North Carolina. Now, the artists that try to take our entire company down.
Those guys.
Go ahead.
You can play. You can play. Let's go to Nick in North Kakalaka. What's going on, fella?
How's it going?
Who is it?
Gary Sanchez. Wow.
Gary Sanchez just
I
hit
would
a
have
bomb.
bet $1 billion he was going to strike out.
Well, he just hit a bomb. Okay, so I have a little bit of respect. 2-1. This is big news. Sorry about that. The Yankees just took the lead there. We're all betting very heavily on them in this particular office. Nick, what do you want to talk about?
Well, first of all, nobody likes baseball. I'd rather watch paint dry. So I just wanted to say that.
Fair.
I mean, the high five that Aaron Judge just gave old buddy was pretty cool to watch. I don't know if any paint drying could do that.
No, it can't.
I mean, it is slightly above paint drying, but I do point very well taken because I was fed up with this until that guy just hit a home run.
You wouldn't want to watch paint dry, pal.
Yeah, Gumpy made a living doing that for a decade or so. So, I mean, maybe reconsider what you're saying about the baseball. What do you want to talk about, though, Nick?
So I know you went to West Virginia. I was wondering if you ever saw the show Blue Mountain State that follows a football team, college football team. So didn't know if you ever seen that before.
Yeah, thank you for that question, Nick. I thought that was about our team for a little bit. I thought there was a chance that somebody had seen the way our team operated. Then they went into like a brainstorming sesh and like created the team. I thought there was a chance that, just like I thought I created the word chillax though at one point. So that's a good word. Both have been debunked mightily, but I have seen Blue Mountain State, and I did enjoy the hell out of that show. I thought we were living it in West Virginia for a bit. Let's go to Brady in Pittsburgh. What's going on, Brady?
Hey, what's going on, Pat and the boys? Let's go fucking Yankees.
All right, let's go Yankees down there. See, Pittsburgh, are you an actual Yankees fan, or are you just saying that because we bet on the Yankees and you want to be a supportive friend?
Well, I actually supported you by heavily betting on the Yankees as well.
Okay, so let's go Yankees.
There we go.
Let's go Yankees. I love that. What do you want to talk about, Brady?
Hey, I got two things. First off, kicking contest for overtime in NFL is a great fucking idea.
Thank you. Should get taken serious maybe one time. We're talking about a spot call in overtime. Let's talk about let's get past overtime. What's happening after? Yeah. Fireworks, an actual kickoff between the kickers. I appreciate you being on board with that, Brady. You sound like a smart man. What else you want to talk about?
Hey, speaking of smart man, you guys been talking about Jimmy G and him possibly getting cut next year after he's done mentoring the rookie out there in San Fran. And I think he needs to go to a team with a top 5 defense like he did in San Fran when they went to the Super Bowl. And another team, or same team, that has the 4th most cap room next year. So Jimmy G looked great in the black and gold, so let's go Steelers.
Jimmy Garoppolo to the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team that has been heavily relied upon Ben Roethlisberger's arm. They threw the ball all last year. Is Jimmy G capable of running the new offensive coordinator at a prolific level? They're going to have to pay TJ Watt's going to have to get paid. They're going to have to pay some people in Pittsburgh, but it seems like a rebuild whenever Ben decides to retire maybe next year is going to happen. Dwayne Haskins is on that roster.
Yep.
People think maybe Sam Darnold will get traded to Pittsburgh potentially, but Jimmy G has not been something I have heard. I don't mind the thought out there. I wonder how the rest of the Steelers Nation would feel about that.
I mean, why not? It's better than going to Mason, which we know the Steelers fans do not like him.
The Steelers organization though loves Mason.
Oh yeah,
they're big fans.
Mm-hmm. He must light it up at practice.
He must just be like Mac Jones in practice.
Yeah.
Talking shit. Yeah. Hey, Dan Orlovsky, listen. I'm all about a good, and I tweeted this and I mean it. I would like to restate this. I'm all about a good Dan Orlovsky roast sesh.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I feel like I've maybe been one of the leaders of them for a long, long time. Dan will do the same thing back, by the way. I've known Dan a long time. Whenever I asked him yesterday, because I was so confused because I'm a big Justin Fields fan. Why is the narrative all of a sudden that he's been dropping or whatever? I literally asked him that, and he gave us, he tried to describe it a couple different ways, and then he said, the people that I've talked to that are kind of like in the decision-making process here for the NFL, which is what I asked about with him dropping down the draft. He said, this is what I was told, some things, and he clearly said, these are not my opinions, I think.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to be mad at him for saying what somebody else said that potentially isn't cool to share, you can be mad about that. But people were putting what he heard from people's words right into his mouth on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Dan Orlovsky got buried yesterday. I don't know if he'll ever come on the show again.
No.
Well, but it was a good run.
Yeah,
You know, it's tough too. Is he had kind of the addendum that he released today, this morning, kind of clarifying everything. And guess what? Not nearly as many people are going to see that as they saw the thing from yesterday.
It's all right. Dane will survive. We're fans of Justin Fields, though, so that needs to be remembered. We're just confused on what's going on with him. Hour 3 is on the other side with Francis Ngannou. Wow.
Yes.
I think I've realized this year with the conversations, you do seem to be a rather normal human, which is very interesting, right? I assume for a lot of people to hear. AJ said, no, you are not a normal human. But because all the stories about you before this year, to be honest, a lot of people, the way they believed is you were the smug king almost is what the thing about it. And then getting a chance to chat with you, it's like, well, that's not the case at all. How is that like something you have to focus on? I assume it gets hard whenever you're hanging out with, Scott Stapp is hanging Aaron Rodgers jerseys up in his goddamn office. That has to be pretty weird.
Well, look, I think that's an interesting thing to talk about. I think a lot of times, people have said things about me, and it's been the same few people, and that's been kind of the prevailing story or thing that's reflected on. I think for me, I talk a lot about the work I did on myself. It was nice, and it wasn't intentional. Like, I didn't sign the show to have, and you guys know, we've talked about this off air, but there wasn't like some agenda doing this. It was like, fucking talk to Pat and AJ every week. Yeah, it sounds pretty awesome.
It has been, by the way.
It sounds amazing. But what it's allowed me to do is, I think, silence all the douchebags out there who were, talking for me and making themselves more relevant by using my name or running with stories that were not really based in any type of fact. And look, I've grown as a person. I've said things and done things that I wish I'd handled a little better. But this was a great, natural, authentic, whether it was 15 minutes at the stadium or 45 minutes, to just bullshit and have a conversation. If you're a friend of mine, if you know me, I think this is about as normal as interaction you're going to see from me. It's not a lot of BS. You're not going to hear cliches and garbage. I'm going to, shoot from the hip mostly. Tell you as much as I feel comfortable telling. I feel like I've been as honest as I could be. I've told you guys a lot of fun stuff. It's fun for me because then I don't have to maybe rehash it on a Wednesday, or people get to see a different side of you that maybe they didn't even know was there or didn't think was there. And it's been fun for me. I really have. I've appreciated every single week we've done these. And like I said, the best part is there was no agenda. There was no plan. I mean, even us, we didn't know we were going to go 10 minutes or 15 minutes or an hour. We just started fucking talking, right? And then this came out, and it's been a lot of fun.
Let's test out this Sharon! Sharon! Proper footy.
Seems like it has a bigger sweet spot. That's the greatest sport on earth right there. Aussie rules football, also known as footy, AFL. My first time bombing in official shorts that are a little bit restricting. I think I lost a ball, to be honest. Might be a Lance Armstrong situation down here, but I can see why this sport is beloved, because those balls fly. Need to get down to Australia, meet up with the Magpie boys, and finish out this AFL season as maybe its biggest fan in America. That's how it is.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. It is Thursday, April 1st, 2021, years after zero. Hour 3 of this dumbass show will begin right now. Shout to Twine for that beat drop. Joining us here in about a moment or two is the baddest dude walking the rock that we're all currently floating through space on.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The heavyweight champion, Francis Ngannou, will join us. I was doing some research earlier about him, so I could have, respect for the king. I'd like to have a little bit of respect here and know he has one of the most fascinating journeys to the top that I think the sports world maybe has ever seen. I mean, we're talking whenever the documentaries are made, when the books are written, whenever like 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 years from now, whenever the UFC is a publicly traded company and it's very well, much, it's huge, but I'm just saying even bigger, they're going to tell stories about this human that's about to join us in his entire life schedule. It is, I'm pumped for this one. I'm very excited for this one. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I've really seen very many interviews with him either. Like, you always see him knocking out guys, but because he hasn't been the champ, I really don't feel like I've seen him do very much media.
He was on with Helwani the other day, and I will watch it after this. I didn't want to watch it because I wanted to, have fresh... But it seemed as if coming out of that interview, it was getting quoted everywhere. It's because the story of the dude is unfucking believable. We'll get a chance to chat with him in about a minute or so. Yeah. Also, we'll cover some things happening in the MLB opening day. The Yankees are still in the lead over the Toronto Blue Jays. We all have a rather significant amount of money on the team that wears the pinstripes. Shout out to Frank Abagnale and his father. The opening day is big day for baseball, maybe the biggest day that they have all year. Ty's been loving this, celebrating during the break. Just loving everything about this as baseball will float back into irrelevance immediately starting tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty much. Today is the sprint. You know, you get all 30 teams were supposed to be playing today. 2 games got canceled, but everybody's playing today. And then after today, you kind of settle in, okay, now the marathon starts.
Now we get into this sport.
Exactly.
There's stuff happening in the NFL, mostly drama. Quarterback pro days are happening all over the place. Mac Jones is slowly emerging, it sounds like, as the guy behind Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson. For whatever reason, Mac Jones seems to be there. Trey Lance, who Dan Orlovsky actually complimented massively about everything that he does shortly after what he said that he heard about Justin Fields, but nobody seemed to hear that particular part. But it feels like these quarterbacks, and if you think back, Joey Burrow, Justin Herbert, Tua, and then you think back to the wide receivers that are drafted are coming out early or as young rookies, like dominating. It feels like, in the stats don't say this at all. The stats say that a majority of these first-round quarterbacks that are drafted are not going to end up on their team 10 years from now. There is an alarming graphic that we displayed yesterday, and we actually honed it in even a little bit more for today. Quarterbacks in the first round, there is a chance, a good chance, that 3 to 4 out of these 6 guys we're talking about currently, big bust. And maybe not bust as in like is absolutely terrible, but we're saying getting in, kind of doing the thing, maybe 9-8, maybe 6-11, like that whole thing. That's a very possible thing. How many guys, if you're a first-round quarterback, that have a lot of buzz? This year, there's 6 guys, it feels like, that are really getting buzz. How many of them are going to really make it? And that's the thing. Like, as Orlovsky was getting buried yesterday on the internet, I was thinking to myself, like, in 5-6 years from now, I wonder if Orlovsky, if Justin Fields goes on to be an absolute superstar, will say that obviously the people that told me the information were completely wrong. And if it ends up being, which is very, there's a chance that could happen. I'm not saying Justin Fields doesn't have all the intangibles to be great, but there's a chance that Trevor Lawrence isn't. I mean, now that's just the way the NFL is in this whole thing. I'm very fascinated to see all the hype that has been made around some guys, because in the men's league, there's only so many spots, and there's players that are holding some of the positions that are trying to get, that are like Mount Rushmore of all-time football players. It's not like these positions just open up and it's easy to get and be great. Once you get to the NFL, that's when it almost gets even harder. It's like, I'm really intrigued 2-3 years from now how we view this draft class, because there's been a lot of conversation, a lot of debate, a lot of moving, and it will all be very clear 4 years from now, 5 years from now, who was right and who was wrong.
Well, it's a whole different league. Like you said, it's the men's league. And think about how we view Kyler Murray. I feel like I at least view him as a very good quarterback. The best he's done is what, 8-8?
And there's a chance, by the way, that people don't think Kyler Murray has lived up to the hype. And he is, when you watch him, he's fucking unbelievable to watch play football. There's just so many things that have to go into it. And we can have all these conversations about who is throwing the ball off balance better, who's not doing that better, who's doing all this stuff. But at the end of the day, where they get drafted, the situation they get dropped in, is going to be a massive determining factor on whether or not they have success. So I feel like there's a lot of conversation happening about something that might not even be a level playing field anywhere, wherever they end up at. We have to pivot back to somebody who's got absolute Ambien in both hands. Okay, we can put you right to sleep. Advil PM, Tylenol PM, Ambien, whatever it is. Just an absolute monster of a man. But also, maybe one of the most fascinating lives that the world has ever seen. Not just the sports world, the entire world. The UFC heavyweight champion of the world, ladies and gentlemen, Francis Ngannou. How are you, man?
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
How are you, boss? How's life as the champ?
Guys?
How's life as the champ?
Life is great. Life is great. You know, life has always been, lately life has always, life has been awesome, nice with me. Since I find a good angle to look at life, good perspective to view life. Switch until I get to the angle that I see I have the nice view, and then I stick there then you see that life is good.
Okay, yeah, I would assume life is good. Francis, I want to talk about how we have this graphic. So we did some research on you. Your life, basically, is one that they'll make movies about. Your life will be movie. It'll be a documentary. There'll be books. It'll be everything. Heavyweight champion of the world who had to overcome a lot of things. Are all these things that we find on the internet accurate? Born in 1986, forced to work in a sand quarry at the age of 10. Is that real? And what is that?
Oh, it's definitely true. And yes, as you said, the only thing that I have always think about it primarily was the book. Obviously, the documentary is being working on, but the only thing that I have been thinking of, like for years and years, even before I discovered MMA, was a book. And I had a title of a book named Born Slave, Become King.
Oh.
And I think this is absolutely the right moment to claim that title of the king, you know? So, yeah, as far as for the book, I'm sure and certain of what it's going to be like. I mean, the writer might have some proposal for the title, but as long as he stick around Born Slave and Become King. I always love that title.
Hey, that's an unbelievable title. It tells the story of your life from Cameroon, and then you got rejected from Europe like 12 times, and there was a chance that you could obviously fall into, gangs and things like that. And then you get arrested in Spain whenever you do that. You become homeless in Paris. Then you sign to the UFC, and here you are 6 years later, heavyweight king of the fucking world.
Yeah!
Let's go, dude.
That's amazing. That's unreal. I mean, I think from my perspective, I don't really realize as for now what is truly going on, but I just think I'm just trying to connect from my past to what is going on right now, and that's how I'm kind of able to get into this thing and understand exactly how it's working, and he just seems like somebody like some story. I don't feel like it's my life, because it's crazy. I still can't believe it, how the difference from let's say just 10 years has been, how big that has been, from my small place in Bati 10 years ago, in Cameroon, doing all these little jobs to survive, and 10 years later, man.
Well, I think
the heavyweight champion of the world.
Francis, I think the amazing thing, and it's right behind you, literally, you have the Arc de Triomphe and the Eiffel Tower sitting right next to the heavyweight championship, I believe. And if the story's true, there's a chance when you were homeless, you probably slept.
And this is like a Washington, or the monument of Washington.
Spicy.
It's a gift for a friend. There's a White House, World War II, all those stuff. They are in here.
Jeez.
The Lincoln Memorial, and it's the entire world right here.
That's what your story. That's what your story encapsulates, by the way, and it's captivated everybody at this point. Whatever you had,
I'm a citizen. I'm a citizen of the world. I'm a global citizen. I'm a citizen of Europe by France. I'm a citizen of Cameroon by born and raised, and I'm a citizen today of the United States of America by making him my new home with my new family here.
Well, we're all lucky to have you. Yeah. We are all lucky for you to claim home in our place, because you are a fantastic. Let's get to the fight that you just had and one that's potentially coming up. After the fight with Stipe, there was a interaction between you two with the microphones that was caught, and it was basically you said to him you brought out the best in me. You bring out the best in me, and you guys dapped each other up and you hugged. What was it like getting prepared for the championship fight against Stipe, and then as soon as that thing's over, what are your immediate thoughts that are potentially rushing through your head?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I said to him, and I told him like it was an honor to share the octagon with him. I think he's by far the fighter who brings out the best of myself, because like if you see most of the improvement in my game, in my fighting IQ and my techniques and everything, I'm gonna tell you something which is true. Stipe brought that out of me. Stipe brought me to a motivation. Like in the past 3 years, he was like my nightmare. At the same time, he stood as my motivation, because my whole goal was to get better and to fix what he exposed about me. You know, what he make me mistakes that I understood, what he heard me to understood about myself, to fix it. And I think that's just how fighter we all grow together, and somebody help somebody to impact somebody. Like, and I will always say this, you know, the first time I fought Stipe, obviously I lost the fight. It didn't go my way. But listen, the reality is, like, in the bottom of my heart, like right away, I knew that was probably what I needed at that moment. Not what I wanted, but what I needed in order to get better, to improve. Because before that fight, I wasn't mature enough to handle this level of competition. And I had a lot of doubts on my mind, in my game. And I was by myself concerned about a lot of things, asking myself, okay, what happened when this happened? What happened in this situation? Obviously, I've been here knocking people out and get here so fast, but what experience do I truly have about this game? Honestly, none, you know, not as much. So I was having all those thoughts, all those questions, and just after that fight, I realized that this is the first time that I really, and the best experience that I could have expected to have out of some fight, and to know exactly where is my limit, what is the whole of my game and everything. So from that night, from that fight on, I became a different fighter, and I know that if he wasn't of that fight, if I have won that fight, later on, he would have catch me. He would have caught me, because I would have made the same mistake that I did in that fight. Since I learned the lesson, and he would have caught me even in the worst position, even when I would have been higher. So I think it was a perfect time just to stop me before I get very high. So I fall just before get in another level. So I have this experience, you know, like when you get in the mountain, how to stay there, how to deal with the wind coming from all over, with the speed, the power, and everything. I had this experience. I went back, I resettled, I worked on my base and all these things, and obviously I came back better as a fighter.
Well, that's a great answer, by the way. And I think your experiences are what lead to your maturity, not only in life, but also in whatever sport you have. So whenever you go through that experience with Stipe before, the fact that you utilize it as motivation instead of, you know, potentially starting to doubt yourself is basically the story of your life. I think everybody that was around you at the time would probably be like, okay, yeah, he lost, but we are going to conquer this whole thing. When did you get introduced to fighting? Because Africa has 3 champions now. Is it something that's going to continue to blossom in Cameroon? And is that a big thing down there, fighting? And did you play soccer growing up? What did you do? How did you get introduced to the fight game? Because it feels like you were created for it at this point. Yeah. You're unbelievable at it.
I love the sport since the first day that I can remember of my life. I always loved fighting. I always love everything about like combat sport, about action, movies. That was my best thing. I remember seeing like what was that? Bloodsport.
Yeah, Bloodsport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Van Damme.
Bloodsport, and we were like just a kid. Then after that, I went to the because we were living in the village. Then I went to the farm and then start kick banana trees and then broke them up. And then after I get punished of breaking them up because I'm like, okay, you're spoiling food because this has to produce food, and you're spoiling them, and we're gonna starve here, you know. And then I started put like sand in the back and hang it up, and then box it, kick it, you know. Just excited about it. Everything that was connected about like fighting and power was the most exciting for me. Obviously, in Cameroon, fighting wasn't the most popular sport, but it was soccer. But soccer, I played as everyone plays soccer. I never dreamed of becoming a soccer player, even though it was the most famous one. I had a passion of something who was the fighting. But at the meantime, I was always about like my reputation, not to have a bad reputation as my dad. So that kind of like hold me back a little bit from being aggressive or from putting myself in fighting or around. So until I was like 13, when I was at school with all this frustration for always being pulled back at school, always being humiliated from not having pen or notebook or clothes, shoes or scholar fee. I always been ashamed of that, and by the age of 13, I remember exactly that moment. I was so upset about my life. Then I was like, okay, all these kids that look at me like I'm nothing, like I haven't done nothing, I'm so bad. Technically, I'm even better than them because like the minimum that I have, I earned them. I work. I know how is this to work hard. I mean, I'm still 13, but I'm doing the job that is meant for adults, and I'm going out there between adults, find my spot, try my best. Struggle. Luckily, I had like power always being on my side and helped me to manage those situations. So I was able, even though I was just 13, I was strong enough to be able to handle certain work as such as my sand quarry. And I had that frustration. I'm like, okay, like at this point, because I was just rejected by other kids, like wasn't a good profile to be a friend. You know, kids like to have a cool friend, a friend that brings at school new stuff, who sometimes will be will impress them with something, or sometimes we just have a good lunch, you know. But I was the one always starving, never had something to eat at school. So why do some kids want to share his food with you, knowing that you can have something to share with them someday? And then I was I retreated myself, being myself always like lonely and thinking, and that's how by the age of 13 I get to I combine that my love with everything involved power, my reputation, my need of having a good reputation, and not get involved in like fighting, street fighting, and the fact that I want to prove them something. I wanted to prove something to those kids. But at that point of time, it wasn't not just to become normal anymore, because becoming normal wouldn't be seen by those kids at the time. So in order of that, I had to do something spectacular. I have to do something that's gonna put me in the scene, the first step. So I combined all those dreams, and then suddenly, with my love of like combat sport, the best thing that I find that can be like my job, my everything was boxing. But still, even though I love boxing than anything else on earth, there wasn't a gym around in 50 miles. And I never been in the gym in my life. I never step in the gym. I never see a gym in with my eye. So I had this dream how to do it. You know, I carried this dream from 13 until I was 22, and 22 was the moment that I'm like, okay, I'm running out of time. This is getting out of control. I need to take action. I dreamed for long time, for so long. It's time to take action to pursue this dream. Obviously, as they always say, as they said, it might not become true because it's hard, because nobody has done it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe I'm losing it. I'm going crazy, as they're saying. Yeah, maybe that's true. But guess what? I had something that I know that I really wanted. So what does really matter in life? I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it a shot. Maybe it won't work. I mean,
and maybe you end up being the heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah. That was the goal. But listen, from where I was to like truly believe, that was really hard to believe. But I take it like step by step. I'm like, okay, I'm giving myself a shot. I'm going out there trying this, and then give my best. It might not work, but guess what? I'm gonna give all. I'm gonna look at myself a few years from now. I tell myself, okay, I failed, but I tried my best. So that's the matter the most, and that's how it started. And people was like, even my family, they're like, you're losing it. What the hell is that? Find yourself a job, you know, trying to build your own little family. I'm like, yes, I might do that, but in which end? Like, I'm gonna have a family, have a kid. They're gonna end up in the same situation that I have been to, and maybe they won't be as lucky as I was to have like a spiritual angel guidance who guide me and keep me away from all the bad things and always help me to think straight. So if I don't have that, if they don't have that, how they're gonna end up, you know? So I want to at least try my best to give them, to be able to offer them something different than what I had, because I know how hard it is. I know how different, unfortunate way this can go. So I want to do my best in order to like eventually have my family out of this situation. Let's do it. Let's give it a shot. Few years is not bad. Anyway, I don't have much to lose. Yeah, at this point, and that's when I started boxing. But yeah, then very quick I realized that they weren't wrong. You know, he get very tough. I couldn't afford a sneaker to train and anything, and I was supposed to. I had to support my the charge of everything by myself. He gets very tough. On top of that, I got sick, which make it even worse. So I abandoned boxing, but not the dream though. Until like 4 years later, because I understood that being in Cameroon, I won't go any far than my nose. So.
Hey, but now, listen, now you are, because you had these big aspirations, big dreams, there's other, hopefully, young women and men from wherever you're from that are thinking to themselves, you know what, I saw Francis do it. Mm-hmm. I saw him go do it. It's like your big aspirations that everybody probably called you crazy for is now going to be something that everybody else is going to try to hopefully duplicate. They want to get it out there and do it. So congrats on that, Francis.
Thank you very much.
Hey,
listen, I think this is the best part. That's the best part about it, and I always love it. This is like my personal reward, something that nobody can take it from you. You know, like when I go home, I see those kids today. They believe in something. They believe that it can happen, which is something that 20 years ago nobody would have believed. I remember even when I talk about boxing. Even when I started, even my mom, everybody thought I was losing my mind. And even my mom said, listen, son, I support you. I'll always be on your side, even when you're losing it. As right now, but I'm always on your side. I'm like, thank you, man.
Well, I mean, if you're kicking down banana trees, I feel like you probably had a pretty good idea that you were going to be okay at this thing. We're happy you obviously. Thank you for telling us that, by the way. That was an incredible story of maybe one of the most interesting stories I've ever heard in my entire life from your book. Hey, your book. Yeah. The book we cannot wait for. But quick question here before the boys have one as well. I saw you tweeted out something about you don't care who's next, and then you signed yourself sincerely the king, whoever. Jones, obviously the Beast, Lewis, Stipe. There's a lot of conversation right now about who you're going to fight next. For you as the champion, this is I assume something you're just expecting, hey, everybody's going to want a shot at the champ at some point, or are you leaning one particular way? Is there any thoughts that you have about this thing? And have you and Dana had any conversations about potentially who's next?
No, we haven't had any talk. Me and Dana, we haven't been in contact at all. But what I mean by whoever is I won't stay here and expect for something or hold on to something while there's so much opportunity around. Obviously, in my opinion, I still want that big fight. I still want the fight with John Jones, which will be a big challenge. After just getting a win over the greatest heavyweight of all the time, I think it would be great to have a win over the greatest mixed martial art of all the time as a man and in a man of John Jones. I think this will be a very big fight for not only for the MMA community, and we can
everybody
all day long explain for who this will be a big fight, but for myself, this will be a very big fight for my resume, for my personal accomplishment. It will be a big fight. Obviously, that's the fight that I would like to have. But we all have been seeing how this thing is going all over. The USA tweeted this, John Jones tweeted this. We don't know what exactly is the deal. Or what is going wrong. But what I do know is I don't want to sit here and then get myself in such a frustration like that. I just want to enjoy my moment. I just want to take a time, enjoy my life, and just being a fighter and be able to deliver as much fight as possible in order to have more experience and to keep my fan to give action to my fan and to stay active. Since the past 2 years, I fought 2 times in almost 2 years, which is very, very low. And that was very unexpected thing in my prime, wasting of time like that. And I want to catch up to that. So my goal is to fight sometime maybe 2 more times this year.
Okay.
So for that, and that's what truly matters for me. Let's put in the priority. John Jones, obviously. But if not, we move on. Derek Lewis is right there, and I think it's going to be a good fight for me, a good fight for us, and for the fans. It's a fight that we own them. We never give them that fight. I think it's the time to pay back.
Okay, well, I want to let you know, I can't thank you enough for joining us, Monsieur Ngannou champ. Merci beaucoup pour el parler for your time.
Yeah.
De rien, je vous en prie.
I ain't got it.
Hey, you kill it, man. You kill it.
Hey, good luck. We appreciate you so much for your time, man. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the UFC heavyweight champion of the world, enjoying his moment, the Predator, Francis Ngannou.
Thank you, guys.
That was awesome.
What a legend.
Holy shit.
Hey, listen, I did not expect that.
No.
I had no idea. But, man, we just got a chance to learn about when he was 13, those bullies, dude.
Man.
Hey, those bullies. I wonder if he goes back and is just to the kids or the boys, if he's ever just
sup?
Oh, what do you got going on?
You remember me?
You ready?
You remember?
Hey, what are you eating for lunch today?
This fist.
I'm having caviar.
Hey, by the way, everybody in his circle telling him he's losing his mind, by the way, thinking like that. I think that happens to a lot of people that are trailblazers and people that really change the game. Oh, yeah. So I'm incredibly pumped that he told his story to us there. Let's get to a break, and then let's get some phone calls to wrap up the day.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
So cool.
He said he always had a lot of power because of the sand quarry.
Just a victim of circumstance, though. 13 going on 30, and all the guys were like, this guy's fucking huge, and he's super strong, so he's not going to school today. He's going to go work in the mines.
Legit.
Yeah.
Legit.
If they go and host a fight in the quarry with him defending
Rumble
the belt.
in the quarry.
Yeah.
Talk about an away stadium there.
Yeah.
That's what they
Somebody
should
coming
do.
in there. Oh, the Rumble in the quarry. That was awesome.
Yeah.
He was really homeless.
Crazy.
He talked about 10 years ago, everything has changed basically.
I think they said he just started speaking English when he got to the UFC, too.
Yeah.
He did not know English before that.
I attempted to learn French for 6 years of my life, and I didn't get
sentences.
You learned it?
Yeah.
You learned it? What do you mean?
He said you did a good job.
I said, merci beaucoup, monsieur Ngannou, pour la parole.
Yeah, exactly.
Parlay means speak, I think.
Yeah, to speak.
But I don't know what conversation is, so I just thanked him for his speak.
Conversation.
They didn't get past that in the 6 years of classes I took in French. It's a shame. All right, we got to get to a break. We're back on the other side with some phone calls. We'll talk about, more anything happening in the NFL world. Is there anything that has happened? Is there any news? Nothing.
Did we talk Chargers?
Oh, yeah. Chargers.
Drama.
Let's talk Chargers on the other side. There is ownership drama right now. There are billionaire problems that are revolving around the Los Angeles Chargers, allegedly. We'll talk about that on the other side. Some phone calls, more MLB opening day. Let's have a day. Thursday, April 1st is the Pat McAfee Show. We'll see you in 4 minutes. Did you hear everything that was being said whenever you were potentially...
Just from you.
Oh, so you did hear it. Yeah. Okay, so let's address it.
Hold on.
All right.
You can be a hater.
No.
And you can change.
Carson.
You can change. We can change.
No, at the moment I was at, okay, Carson. With the Daily Show, the live Daily Show, we can potentially get referred to as prisoners of the moment. You probably did hear me say some things. That was at a much different time.
Backtrack a little.
No,
it's cool. We're here face to face. You can change. People change, all right?
By the way, you are much bigger than I thought you were.
Oh, yeah.
When Jalen gets drafted there, was that the beginning of it all? Was there a miscommunication? What happened between you and Doug? Because they were saying it was fractured beyond repair.
Yeah.
What happened there? Is all of that accurate? Is that all kind of getting blown out of proportion?
Yeah.
And where did it start?
For one, I don't like to ever come out and say reporters aren't telling the truth because I don't. But
Orlovsky does it.
I'm not. I'm not going to dispute every report that's out there. The way the season went obviously wasn't ideal. When Jalen was drafted, that had no bearing on me. I trusted the organization. Okay. I signed that contract. I was devoted to them, and I felt like they were devoted to me. So I trusted the pick. That had no bearing on my confidence or my abilities. The season unfolded not how I would have liked it. Personally, I could have played better. We lost a lot of games at the end and just didn't fall into place the way we wanted. But there's a lot to learn from it, as a man, as a player, and all those things. And I have still a lot of respect for Coach Peterson, and I think without a doubt those reports are very exaggerated. Like I said, I don't hear a lot of them. They come to my attention from my agents or different things.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of respect for him, and it was unfortunate for everybody and how the whole thing kind of just went down.
There was a couple still shots that made its way around where you and Doug Peterson appeared to be giving each other a nasty look.
Yeah, I saw those.
It's not true.
Not true at all.
Oh, you were not saying, I wish you died.
I don't even think I was looking at him in those shots. So I did see that. I'm like, of course, they're going to play this one up. They're going to make a story out of anything. That's how it is. So, but yeah, that's not true at all.
Okay, so I'm happy to hear you weren't giving Doug Peterson death looks. Like you never thought football isn't for me. Like there was never a thought where I don't like football anymore. Or I don't want to be in this bullshit league anymore with this business. There was never a thought like that.
No, don't get me wrong. The way the season went, it was frustrating. And
People
so
have
that's why I stepped away, and it almost rejuvenated me. It's almost like last year pissed me off so much. I want to come back in a different way and do everything I can. I am thrilled to be here and to have this new start, new opportunity. And community seems amazing. Fan base seems amazing. Like we said, it seems like the perfect fit.
I actually would have made more money the day I signed than my whole contract with Indy.
Damn, dude. Why did you decide to turn down a lot of money to come back to Indianapolis for the year?
True story, no bull. I prayed about it. By 3 o'clock, I'm signing somewhere. And then 2:55, I got on the phone with Chris. Like, are we going to get this done? Like, how can we get this done? He came up with a number, and I'm like, all right, it's all right. Well, I guess it's meant for me to go to this next team. As soon as I closed his message, Ursay texted me. I said, there go my sign right there. When he texted me, that's when we got it done. When he texted me, we got it done. Hey, did you see my eyes tweet yesterday?
Yeah, is that when you got the text from Ursay?
No, that was a text that I was almost gone.
Yeah, where are we going to go?
Hey.
Baltimore. You don't have to tell us, obviously, but I do believe Baltimore was in on something. Yeah. And then also the quarterback.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Every day is game day for these guys. It's showtime on the Pat McAfee Show.
None of us could have expected the conversation we just had with Francis Ngannou. Awesome. It was. At the beginning, you know, I had to clear mind focus on what he was saying, okay?
Yeah.
Then as we're talking, I'm starting to realize, we're getting the entire story here of one of the greatest stories of all time. Very thankful for Francis.
Absolutely.
That book's going to be incredible.
Unbelievable. Yeah. And by the way, whoever's next, John Jones would be cool, he says, because for my resume, I take down the greatest heavyweight champ of all time and then the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. That'd be good for my resume. And he said also if it's Derek Lewis too, I mean, that's cool with me.
Yeah.
Good. God, I enjoyed that conversation.
Make it happen.
The Spanos family has some drama going on.
Yeah.
We're talking reality housewives, or like that type, Real Housewives type drama going on right now behind closed doors. Allegedly, the fate of the Chargers ownership is at stake as Dean Spanos' sister asked court to force the sale. This was the Los Angeles Times first started reporting this, I assume because they have a very deep plug in the court that let them know this. In an attempt to force the sale of the Chargers, Dia Spanos, Barbarian, sister of controlling owner Dean Spanos, Dia and Dean Spanos, filled a petition in LA County Superior Court on Thursday arguing that mounting debt has imperiled the family's finances.
Wow.
So she went to the court and said, we cannot afford to be the owners of the Chargers anymore. It should be a forced sale. The petition by Dia, who serves as co-trustee of the family trust, along with her brother, alleges the trust debts and expenses exceed $353 million. One of the quotes from the petition from Dia Spanos, Barbarian, says, every day that passes increases the risks that the charitable beneficiaries in the Spanos family legacy will suffer irreparable financial and reputational damage.
Yikes.
Hey, we're in trouble, they're saying. When the Chargers moved to LA in 2017, they faced the daunting task of paying a $650 million relocation fee to the NFL and building a fan base in a market crowded with college and professional sports, reports the LA Times. Now they're saying, but the filing raises questions about the future of the franchise owned by the Spanos family since 1984 and reveals a family dispute that until now had played out in secret. And the full story was written by a man named Nathan Fenno. Okay. This has since been rebutted by Dean Spanos and the other siblings that currently own and operate the Los Angeles Chargers. In a statement from Alexis Spanos, Michael Spanos, and Dean Spanos, the owners of the Chargers, alongside Dia Spanos, who just put forth this court thing to force the sale out of the family. Our parents, Alex and Faye, wanted the Chargers to be a part of the Spanos family for generations to come. For the three of us, the Chargers is one of our family's most important legacies, just as it was for our parents. Unfortunately, our sister Dia seems to have a different and misguided personal agenda. If Dia no longer wishes to be a part of this family legacy, the three of us stand ready to purchase her share of the franchise as our agreements give us the right to do so. In the meanwhile, The operations of the Chargers will be entirely unaffected by this matter, which relates only to the 36% share of the team that was owned by our parents. The three of us are entitled to 3/4 of that 36% share in any event, and under no circumstances will this situation impact control of the franchise. The three of us will remain firmly united as we seek to fulfill our parents' wishes to make every decision in the best interest of the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, that's not true, because just the last sentence isn't true. Put that thing back up. The parents never said the Los Angeles Chargers, right?
Said San
Diego Chargers.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
but Chargers.
Okay.
By the way, in general, there. So it seems like Dia potentially is on the outs with the other three. Maybe she's not happy about the firings, or maybe what happened with the move. Maybe she's in San Diego and like Phil Rivers, she doesn't want to drive back and forth. But it seems like Dean, Michael, and Alexis are tied at the hip saying, we ain't going anywhere. We only own 36%, and somehow that is still the controlling majority. I don't know how that is necessarily true, but we're controlling this bitch till the end. Don't worry about it. This is fascinating. This is billionaires getting into it a little bit. And after watching the emission scandals documentary, these rich folks are hysterically dramatic and ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of money on the line, a lot of things going on. And whenever you get double-crossed, bring the camera in. Get Ryan Seacrest on the job. He'll be able to create a docuseries here that could potentially save the Chargers from losing the Chargers because they ran out of money. So instead, they got money by documenting behind the scenes of the Chargers. Not a bad play.
I mean, I'm team, Dean, Alexis, Matt. I forget the other guy's name for sure.
Michael.
But does it kind of make a little sense why they would only pay for, 1/20th of the stadium to be built if there is a possible money problem going on over there?
Let's assume Dia can't just go in there and just lie.
No. That's Dia's just saying, hey, listen, Dean, everyone knows you're a fucking cheapskate, but guess what? You're broke too. So let's cut the charade and let's do what's in the best interest of the family.
Is Dia potentially trying to save the Chargers in her parents' legacy because she's saying, Yins ain't got it. Okay,
sounds like it.
That's potentially what's happening? What we're saying is that is potentially what's happening. And on the other side, it might be, hey, Thanksgiving dinner, something got brought up. They hate each other now forever. Let's go ahead. How do I attack and take this down? Because family drama does happen like that. So we have to sit back and watch this thing unfold. But hopefully Justin Herbert can get paid because he's going to be really good. Maybe the Spanos family can pay him for that.
If they did sell, it's worth right now $2.275 billion. They bought it for $72 million.
Not a bad investment. Maybe Dia's thinking, look what our family did. I know we love the Chargers, but let's also talk about our parents, Michael and Faye, potentially being some of the greatest investors of all time. How much million? 73?
They bought it for $72 million in 1984.
And now it's $2.2 billion?
Yes.
Pretty good turnaround. Pretty good turnaround. And by the way, that $2.2 billion,
that was in 2018. I apologize. So that could be way more.
Or less. Because the move, less fans.
36% of that.
They got Herbert. But yeah, if they only control 36% of it, doesn't, because old Snyder over there in Washington, he bought out the rest of the minority owners or whatever. So the smaller percentage share old owners they bought out, which is interesting because I think Endeavor's doing that currently for UFC so that it can go public. Nobody knows why Snyder did it. Was Snyder doing it because the other owners were trying to push him out last offseason? Or is he doing that so he can sell it outright potentially, which everybody thought was going to happen? Or is Snyder just saying, I'm not going anywhere. Everybody thinks I'm selling this team. Actually, I'm buying more of this team. The Spanos family, they can only, if they're the controlling partners, I guess they can decide for the sale. But I think the other 64% can also potentially go in and buy that. Or Bezos can come and wipe his ass with $2.2 billion and now get into the NFL world, which is everybody thought he was going to do in Los Angeles with a quarterback with the richest human of all time. I mean, that seems like this is potential setup for that. Maybe Dia's working with
Jeff Bezos.
In this entire thing. Who knows? Those billionaires live in a fascinating world. Dude.
It did make it seem like, though, that Dean and the other siblings had like the first shot at buying Dia's share if she were to put it up for sale.
Yeah, they definitely said they were ready to do so. Hey, listen, we'll get another loan and we'll buy you out too.
We don't care.
And then she'll respond with said they would be able to buy my shares. That would now put us in $620 million of debt instead of the $353 million in debt that we're currently sitting in. I mean, if you can own an NFL team, I think you try to own an NFL team. It's like the ultimate flex, I think, by people. Seems like Diaz, like it's potentially killing us.
Sell a couple Haas's. How many Haas's do they have?
Seriously.
You probably sell, 6 or 7 of them and recoup some of that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll do some. Follow me on Public.
Yeah,
true.
You know what I mean? Get some money back.
Get your money back easily.
Figure out how Elon Musk can get a part of your operation. You'll make money. That's what the Spanos should think about. Maybe they should be the Los Angeles Chargers presented by Elon Musk. Give him a little rub there. Have him come on into the game.
That's not a bad idea.
Bezos going to buy this team, huh?
Certainly looks like
you alluded to it too. I mean, Dia might be mad at her parents that they didn't give her a cooler name.
Well, and why is Dean always the one speaking?
Exactly.
Maybe Dia's like, I think I should potentially have a little bit more say in this entire thing.
It's like, well, no. You don't, your name's named after Dean.
And by the way, they
quiet
said in there, none of this will affect the day-to-days. Do not worry.
No.
This will not affect. Tom Telesco is still going in that building scouting people right now. Okay, Justin Herbert's still slinging the rock around here. Do not worry about any of the day-to-days. Please.
Now, Herbert might be, okay, it might be time to get out of here if the owners don't even want to be
Herbert's
in the
ready.
building.
Herbert's ready to be the face over there. He's unbelievable. Let's go to Jake in Florida. What's going on, Jake? Jake.
Florida,
Let's go to Joey in Cincinnati. What's going on, Joey?
Hey, how you doing, Pat?
Hey, not too shabby, Joey. What do you want to talk about as we wrap up this beautiful April 1st?
Oh, I'm a big Colts fan. I was wondering what kind of wide receiver options are they going to look at? They re-signed T.Y. Hilton, but I still think that there's a pretty big hole there. They need another threat. And also, I just wanted to give a shout-out. My senior year, my football team, Beechwood, we won our first ever 2A Kentucky Football State Championship, so pretty big deal up here in Northern Kentucky.
Turn up. I can't hang up.
It won't let you?
No, I can.
Okay.
Congrats, 2A.
Wow.
Congrats.
Go get yourself one of these.
Listen, we can't have that, but congrats.
How long ago was that, he said?
I don't know. It sounded like he was 45 years old.
It sounded like he said 10 years ago. That's a big deal around here. It's still a big
anniversary. Yeah. What are you talking about, dude? Go down to the diner. The boys are still eating there.
For free.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let me get those biscuits and gravies. You know what the quarterback of the championship team wants.
Rings don't get rusty, Ty.
No, they do
Well,
not.
I know,
Especially
but-
down in Northern Kentucky because they're shining those things up with whiskey down
You
there.
think the Tons still talking about
Oh,
You think they're not
God.
looking at the boys for next season?
Bro, you're talking about the sign outside of the Mart.
True.
It
The
had
water tower?
Oh, the
2000
water tower.
2010 state champions.
Bro, you have no idea about the boys that fall there in Northern Kentucky.
I guess you're right.
Let's go to the phones. Dominic in Illinois. What's going on, Dominic?
Hey, second-time caller here, boys. Shout out to the boys. I have two things for you. Last time I called, I was supposed to say this. I totally forgot because I got too frantic. On Hammer Don, you guys helped me win $1,000 on a 20,000-plus parlay gig you guys had when you guys, West Virginia versus Texas Tech. Your white outshot Texas Tech white, and you guys won down the stretch, won me $1,000. Thank God.
He's our white that was shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Attaboy. That's nice. Throwback Thursday bet time. Was that 2 months ago?
And state title.
Congrats to you, Dom. Appreciate that.
Hey, but this time around, better conversation. All right, Roy Williams just retiring from UNC. Great coach, right?
Great.
He's been in the battle with Duke. All of them, rivalries.
Down there.
What do you think is his best team that he's put together in his 33 years at UNC?
His best team he's ever put together? I mean, that's a great question. And we were actually talking about this before we went live because the first thought wasn't like, okay, is this real? Okay, it's obviously April Fool's.
Right, yeah.
The pregnancies are in abundance. The Tom Brady's just bringing back a baseball team.
yeah.
He's playing for him. And, there's a lot going on. But then as Sham Sharania pointed out, I'm like, well, Sham's not breaking fake news. He's not getting fooled out here.
No.
So obviously, incredible run by Roy. We appreciate your service.
Hey, you're right.
But to break down his best team, I mean, you would need more than just 20 minutes before you get live.
I mean, just off the tip of the head, it's got to be the 2018 with Psycho T.
Tyler Hansborough, whenever he was running up and down the court, and then he ran his way into Indianapolis to be a Pacer somehow. I mean, that was definitely a team that was worth watching. The thing that I immediately thought of is, okay, Coach K, you outlast. Maybe now it's time.
Yeah, maybe.
It's time, Coach.
You think it's time?
Oh, it's time for Coach K to hang him up. Yeah.
You think so?
And just to piggyback off that, it's time for that stooge in Michigan State, Tom Izzo, to hang him up.
You're talking
too.
about January, February.
Izzo.
Formerly known as.
That's right.
Tom's the last one in the Big Ten to be in the Final Four, all right? Tom's not ready to hang him up yet.
Tom's done.
The last one to be in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let him go.
Listen to these dreams. Last one to almost win. This guy.
And Roy Williams at least won one in the last 5 years.
Now, they did lose to a Final Four team this year.
Good
you know what I
point.
mean? You
Great
do.
point.
If you're Michigan State and you're Tom Izzo, you want UCLA to potentially win this whole thing. So they can say, if we didn't run into the national champ, we would have been in March Madness yet again.
You would have been there.
And then I can say I would have won $100,000 in your bracket, but I changed my team.
But you're a fool.
What a dumbass.
Faded
You just
yourself.
won against everything. Yeah, you did. You faded yourself.
Got Cabrera today, though.
Zito, the poll that we put up about MLB opening day, did anybody? I saw our numbers just steadily decline as we continue to talk about it.
Yeah.
I feel like we did the sports world justice though today talking about baseball.
Had to
do it. We apologize, obviously. Chris Mad Dog Russo will be on the other side of this break. He'll do a lot of baseball, I assume, in much better fashion than us. What is the final poll for the day?
Yep, so MLB opening day. Do you care? Nope, 66%.
So decline. Over 81,000.
Yeah.
Started at
No big
65, went up to 66. Far below what we potentially expected, though. Chris Mad Dog Russo and Mad Dog Unleashed will be on the other side. His show will be much better than ours, we promise. We'll be back tomorrow with a feel-good Friday that you should be a friend and tell a friend about. Don't get fooled, dude. They're not pregnant. All right, that's the show.
Or don't get fooled, dude. It's tough today. I mean, I woke up and someone texted me saying Edelman got traded. They got fooled, you know?
Oh, yeah, I heard. This is McCockner, Schefter.
Oh, yeah.
Super Bowl.
Paradise. That's what this is for them.
Yeah, he had a good one today already.
McCockner's already made it?
Yeah, I heard he made a good one.
So I wonder if he preps, for April 1st. All right, what are we going to go with? What are we going to do?
Today was O.J. Simpson. They retired his jersey.
And it went?
It went, yeah.
And you got to wonder, I mean, is Diaz-Spanos getting in on that?
No, is this
Fool's
all?
joke?
What if Diaz tomorrow? Like, see, that's the problem with them. They don't even get it.
Yeah. It's a joke. It's funny.
Ha ha. I'll tell you what, Francis Ngannou, I did not expect that interview.
Not at all.
That way.
I mean, you said yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago, the fighters are some of the deepest thinkers out
thinkers.
there. Yeah.
They're going into a cage. Anything could potentially happen on the other side of that thing. Big shot to him. The show changed that whenever he came on the show. It completely changed.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, we're getting like this is a really good interview right now.
Well, in that graphic that you pulled up, that sequence of events, sand query, I have no idea what that thing was, and he was working at it when he was 10 years
So I guess
old.
that's a mine? Is that a mine?
I think so,
Is?
yeah.
Salt mine.
And he said, I always had power. When I was 13, I was working with the adults, and they would he said his friends would make fun of him or whatever for it. Jeez Louise. Getting bullied, this guy.
Jeez.
Imagine his mom being like, I'll be with you.
Well, that's kind of what he said, too. He was like, hey, listen, they bullied me, but I didn't want that reputation. Like, I could have fucking killed all these guys. But I didn't want to do it.
All right, that's a show, dude. I'm going to go watch some baseball, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to be a snoozer, so probably afternoon nap planned here because baseball is a napping sport. Golf, great napping sport. Hey, speaking of golf, the L.A. County Sheriff's Department believes that they know why Tiger got into the accident that he got into, but they will not disclose that information because of privacy issues or whatever. So that automatically leads to everybody on the internet doing what the internet does and just going to the worst possible place. But if it was something that was potentially criminal, they would definitely have released
came out
it.
1,000%.
Yeah, so I think... I don't know. I'm not going to try to guess. Maybe he fell asleep, which is what initial reports were. They fell asleep in there, and maybe they'll be able to figure that out through their investigation. But them saying, we're not going to disclose the information because of privacy issues, that immediately took the internet to go, whoa. It's like there's still law enforcement, though. So there's still, if there was anything, I think, in my eyes, now I might be completely wrong here, and maybe for Tiger, you give him a pass or whatever because he's fucking Tiger Woods. But I don't think that's how law works. I think if there was something detrimental that that we would, a lot of people, I think, immediately thought of whenever you said it. I think they would have released that.
Yeah. Do you think because of the stuff that happened last year with the LA Sheriff's Department and Kobe might have affected how the information's being transferred?
Absolutely, man. That was a big to do there with that whole thing. They were on a spotlight. Here we are again in this situation. But I still now maybe we'll find out at some point. I assume there's a documentary going on with Tiger.
Oh yeah.
Currently, I assume we'll all learn this at some point. But I think everybody's immediate reaction that it was going to be something like super. I don't think that's the case.
If it was booze or drugs related, you would assume that TMZ would have got.
They would have had to release that already by now.
Well, Jay Glazer and then TMZ.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
I knew the whole thing.
But I'm happy to hear that he's tweeting updates and everything like that. That was a scary day, that Tiger Woods crash day. Came out of nowhere. I think AQ Shipley told me about it. He sent me a text and was like, Tiger.
Yeah.
I was like, what happened? And then we looked it up and it was like, oh my God, out of nowhere. And then especially now with him and his son, the documentary where I don't think his team definitely said, go ahead and run it. But now that we kind of all understand him a little bit better, I think that was a real bummer. Happy to hear he is, on the other side of this thing, rehab and recovering. Hopefully he gets back on a course. I would like him to do that. A lot of people are saying probably not possible, but it's Tiger fucking Woods. So let's
storyline.
Let's assume that's possible. But whenever the LA County Sheriff's people say, like, we can't disclose it, the internet, I mean, that's what the internet does, but let's fucking let's pipe down a little bit here. Let's say, like, this guy's going to come back now.
Yeah.
Let's go. This guy's coming all the way back. That's what we need to talk about. And shout out to the sheriff saying, we're not going to air this guy's laundry out here. Shout out to that as well.
Hopefully he does come back, but even if he doesn't, like, him and Phil in the booth for the next 20 years calling golf would be very entertaining as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Talking shit to each other.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, Peyton carried that whole thing.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the match,
Phil also.
Yeah.
Phil with, you see the way the grass is growing. I'm going to punch it into the grass that's going towards me. It'll slow it down, and then it'll punch up, and there's dew on the thing, so it should roll.
Stop right there.
Watch this.
Ting, ting, ooh. That's what I wanted it to do.
You think they're recording everything right now with Tiger?
You have to. Definitely. I would assume.
Yeah.
I'd hope so, at least. They're missing an opportunity, and maybe Tiger's like, no, fuck it, maybe not, but that doc is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The documentaries, I understand. People aren't into them. I don't understand it.
Doesn't make sense.
People,
they're so sweet. You're getting firsthand, like, what is actually going on about people that you've been following forever.
And also, I mean, I understand the cinematic and people love like that. Like, documentary is my favorite genre of anything to watch. Like, I enjoy documentaries a lot. There's people that don't like it. Is it because the quality? They say the quality isn't good because it's.
I feel like the quality is amazing nowadays.
Well,
if anything,
no, some of it is kind of trash, but that's why it's good because you're getting like shitty footage from something that it wasn't done professional. Why do people not like documentaries?
Either that or maybe just because whoever's making it can kind of mold the narrative how they want. So if there is like a bunch of stuff in there, it's like you can pick and pick and choose. Like, oh yeah, like this is one of his high points. Like, let's definitely highlight this for a good majority of time. I mean,
these psychos though that they do docs on about.
Oh, John Wayne Gacy. I don't know if you've done.
I haven't seen it. I'm gonna do it. I think my lady and I are watching it tonight. I think
it's very, very good. It's weird to hear him talk. Like, they have so much video of him. And you're like, this guy, what he did, it's crazy.
You ever see the interview with the Iceman, Koklinski?
No. You talked very highly of it, though.
It was a sit-down interview.
That dude.
Where it was just a day. He was in the bottom of the jail. They put him in the bottom of the jail.
The pit.
And he's just walking in, sitting down, drinking a coffee, talking about killing people, putting them in the back of ice trucks, freeze them, then dumping their bodies so they can never figure out when they were actually dead, because it's really hard to pin a crime on somebody if you have no idea when the person passed away. It was like he was working for the mafia, but he wasn't actually a member. It was just like, and then he started hiring people. He started like getting interns, got a little bit sloppy, but listening to those psychos, whenever they talk, it dragged every single time. I'm like, that human and I could have there's a human that's like this person potentially who I just bump into at at any type of store or restaurant. It's like, it's insane to watch. It's eye-opening, obviously.
The way Kuklinski talked about the killing that he had done on Christmas morning.
Before going
back to like open presents up with his family, just so nonchalant, steady as fucking still water. It was wild.
And there was a Dahmer run there where there was like 2 docs that were put out on Dahmer. It was like this.
New one's coming out soon too.
They got a movie coming out, right?
Yeah.
They just cast it.
All the Ted Bundy stuff last year. They were.
Yep.
And old buddy.
Serial killer?
Oh, the
Run Rudolph, the Olympic.
Eric Rudolph, yeah.
Olympic Park bombing.
Yeah.
There's a bomb at Centennial Park.
Which, by the way, there's no way he could have made that call. 5 minutes is not enough time for big ass Richard Jewell to get to that.
Too far away.
No way he could do it.
Last chance.
I was kind of rooting for him to get it on that time, though.
While he's running?
Yeah, I was kind of really, come on, you got this.
What was that? What was that called? I forget what that was. Was that a doc?
It's like a series, right?
Series.
It was the Manhunter one.
Is that the evolution? Is that the evolution? Like documentary, docu-series?
Yeah, like
docu-sitcoms now. The Rocks do it.
Honestly, I like those better, though.
The docu-series?
Yes.
Me too. The admission scandal where they reenacted the things. I like that a lot.
When they can have like the exact verbatim what they're talking about and just have actors do it, I like it. But when they're doing that and they're making up what people are saying,
potentially in between.
Yeah, that's where I'd rather just have it be the straight up doc. Because that's why the admission scandal is so good though, because they have transcripts of what the conversations were verbatim, and it's not like these are lines written. Like they're just taking exactly what they said.
And I enjoy them going back to the person that's tapping and listening to them to remind you, like, hey, what you're hearing here is shit that was actually recorded by these motherfuckers. Like, this is actual conversations. I thought it was very well done. Very well. Did you guys ever see Dark Side of the Ring?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They had a new episode. Conrad hosted with the producers. It was out on Tuesday. It was a revisit to Bruiser Brody's death down in Puerto Rico or whatever. They have reenactors and everything.
That's
like
a good series.
Good series. Good series. I learned a lot about that thing. I'm a wrestling fan, obviously, so it's one of those things where I think any of those shows that get made about wrestling, whether it's behind the scenes or anything like that, all wrestling fans are like, I would like to see that. Very loyal group of people that watch things. But that Dark Side of the Ring was fascinating.
And that's the best part about documentaries, though. Like that NASCAR one with about Dale Earnhardt.
Did you watch?
I watched the first half of it. Like the stuff that you
so
have.
you didn't even see the end of it where he literally died trying to set up his kid.
Look, I watched like 4 different shows at one possible
but
time.
McGee was on there.
Yeah.
Believe me, I know. But
don't talk to me about watching TV.
That's why docs are the best, though, because you can watch an hour segment of something that you have no fucking clue about, and then you learn all this information and like gets you into something, like the wrestling stuff does for some people.
Well, and then the Biggie one where a guy in his crew was just filming with one of those old school. Imagine that dude walking in with one of those old school, just everywhere. What's up, fucking Detroit? Him in the camera. How did we not see that footage? How did he hold on to that footage until now?
Well, how much is that worth, you think?
That's what I'm saying. Like he could have made, I'd assume,
the Notorious movie that they made like a while ago. It was very close to that. To the series in that documentary, like everything that they were doing in the movie was basically exactly what was happening in the documentary. So you assume he probably worked with
research there,
and then held on to the actual footage for the later payday that was coming.
By the way, good business, great story was told. I learned a lot about that whole thing. I love documentaries, and I think my love of documentaries and. It is my issue also with these other movies where you guys got dragons flying around and shit.
Sure.
It's hard for me to be like, all right,
those.
Okay, you had me almost. Okay, I can't do it. I don't have enough of a, like Game of Thrones. I know people love it.
Oh yeah.
I've tried to watch it 3 different times. As soon as the fucking dragon comes out and just throws fire on somebody.
Oh yeah.
Can't do it. All right, I'm fucking done. Can't do it. I understand there's good storylines. I can't buy into it. I'm too simple of a human to do that. So if a movie is off of, if even it says potentially almost alluded to real life, they got me hooked in. Like, okay, if this actually happened, I want to see it. I'm just too dumb for the other stuff. And I think it's because of my love of like documentaries and such.
The willful suspension of disbelief is kind of hard. You kind of just have to go into a movie and it's just like, okay, like this shit's not real. Like this isn't going to happen. So you kind of just have to like enjoy it for what it is.
You know one movie that I was able to do that for?
What was that?
Hancock.
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Exactly.
Amen to that.
You never know what's going to happen.
It's my favorite superhero. Bruce Wayne could happen.
Mm-hmm.
I watch Batman. That all could happen.
Oh, yeah.
Except for when that bike starts flying around. But maybe now with Elon, who knows?
You never
Could
know.
happen. But you're right. The willful suspense of belief.
Willful suspension of disbelief. Yep.
What would you do if Elon was Batman? If just started becoming Batman?
He's more like Iron Man, right? That's what they always say.
Yeah, for sure.
He's more like Iron Man.
Yeah.
By the way,
that was a good call by
thank you. I feel like
Very
that's
good
your
call.
Yeah. But I've seen people say that. Foxy, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say Avatar 2, you were able to do that. Of
course. Well, that's
you
real,
love
though.
Avatar.
That's as real as it gets.
I mean, have you seen, bro?
Oh, yeah.
When I put this thing on, I'm a fucking heavyweight champion of the world.
You're in there.
Entering world.
That's why I think I liked Avatar so much, because Jacob Solly, it felt like there was a...
You got to put that hat backwards. Like a catcher.
Just trying to keep it on.
These things are awesome, by the way. For people that don't have it, this is an Oculus.
Yeah.
Have you watched a doc in here yet, or no?
No, I just box and play ping pong. To be honest, this is the first time that I've ever been and utilized the... See, the event will begin shortly still here.
Yeah,
it has started.
Yeah, so it definitely knows that we are logged in on his account under multiple.
Okay,
I mean,
so
I'm watching something. I've never even seen this. I got like a download symbol. Someone might have hacked mine.
I've seen the same thing.
You're seeing the same thing? Okay,
I've
I
seen
feel
the same
bad.
one. Now mine just went to black.
Me
now.
too.
Pitching right now, right-handed pitcher from the Pittsburgh Pirates. See, cool.
You see the score?
Yeah, Pirates are beating the dog shit out of the Cubs.
Oh,
Are they? Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Youkilis actually said, if your team stinks and they get hot early, enjoy it. Okay.
Yeah, you know why? I think my Oculus might be
Gumpy,
dead.
this thing's done for, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, no, me too. I think there's some sort of update.
I'll figure it out.
On the run, I'm back.
Oh, no.
I'm back in.
Me too.
All right, let's get out of here. Hey, we'll give away an Oculus to somebody that tweets.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we'll give away an Oculus to someone. We did this before Super Bowl. It's hard for me not to just jump right into the ping pong right now. It is staring at me right now.
Oh, should we play?
Also, Thrill of the Fight is sitting right here. I mean, there is. I wonder if I can do Thrill of the Fight without moving.
Oh, yeah.
This is not riveting content, so we're probably going to end this thing.
You're going to box from that seat?
What's that?
You're going to box from sitting
Yeah,
down?
I don't know, because I'm doing a stationary boundary is what it's called. I've never done this before. Normally, you got to draw your guardian out there.
Yeah.
Set your own.
But I wonder if I can box. We'll give away an Oculus to somebody that uses the hashtag.
Take that photo.
I gotta weigh in. That's a height and weight there. Okay. Use the hashtag. Where's the mic at? Am I close to the
No, you're good.
Yeah, you're pretty far.
Okay, I gotta,
If you swing that left hand, maybe, but right hand's good.
okay, I'm definitely getting out of the outclassed mode and getting down to normal here. Let me knock this guy out. I mean, are they just gonna let me fight from sitting down?
See, I
This
think
would
I'm
be a
gonna
game
able to
changer for
play.
you.
Table tennis, pretty simple.
Oh yeah, I am.
Oh, shit.
Oh, sternum. Oh no, he just got me right in the suckle.
Get him. Get his ass. Get his ass.
Go on now.
Come on.
Oh God!
Oh,
Knock
shit.
him out already. Give me that. Yeah, you can't fight sitting down, by the way. Oh my God!
Be careful now.
Good to know. See how ping pong works.
Yeah, you want to play a little game of ping pong real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
You're getting close to the mic.
trying it out right now.
Oh my God!
Oh, you definitely have to set the table when you're playing the ping pong sitting down.
Get me out of here, dude!
Okay. Hold on.
Bro, this guy's beating the fuck out of you. All right, I'm gonna exit.
Oh, jeez, you cannot play on world class sitting down. I'll tell you that. Uh-oh.
If you're watching, what
I knocked over my peach rod.
are you in ping pong right now?
Yeah, I'm in ping pong right now.
All right, I just got in there as well. We should be able
Oh,
to.
jeez, what's over here?
I was gonna say you're gonna bang the shit out of your wrist here.
Me?
No,
no,
Connor.
He's working with 2 feet over there.
I gotta reset my
Oh, it's
table
over here. Okay, I gotta reset the table as well. You want to reconnect to the room? No, that was the last time I was in that room. I just beat the fuck out of Gumpy.
Tough night last night.
All right, I'm in here, dude.
All right. I mean, just set the challenge. Actually, no, wait, set me a challenge. So hopefully I can reset this thing.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, we're in the arena. Nobody can see this.
Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen, Connor and I are about to play. Good luck, bub.
Good luck. Whoa, I got a ball. I got a ball.
1-0. Me.
No, I got a ball.
Okay.
Who has the
It's
ball?
your serve. Your serve. Your serve.
I serve. Okay. Here we go. Oh, come on.
What?
There it is.
Oh, yeah, drop shot. I can't get there. I can't move.
You're telling me I'm locked in between a wall and a desk?
Foxy following the. Oh, watch the picture frame behind you.
You're gonna knock the You're gonna knock the jersey down.
Hey,
what's going on?
You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
fucking get it together,
Find the
dude.
chair up. Yeah.
Oh, you can't serve like that.
Well, I'm saying.
Come on. Foxy's cutting to each time you guys.
It's not easy.
Fucking I need to set the table. I need to set the table.
You stink, Connor.
Right.
Oh.
Oh yeah? Then why is it tied, Fox?
I can't get over there. I can't get over there.
Oh, good to know. Get down. Oh, this is a barn burner. 3-3. Oh yeah. Table is so low. Come on.
Too much.
You're getting close to that jersey.
Again?
Yeah,
There you
that thing's
go,
coming
you're good.
down.
Oh jeez.
Oh,
what are you doing?
Let's go.
It's 5-4. He's up right now. I mean, this is real. Here.
Wait, who's winning?
You are. Shut up.
Great serve. He can't get to his left. I gotta get that ball to the left side of the net.
Somebody was like Ty commentating. We can't.
Ah, shit.
You saw a fucking backspin, boys?
Yeah, that was a little backspin. A lot of sauce on that one. See, I can't hit that though. Woo! Okay.
Good to know.
Play time's over.
So that's where it is right there, huh?
Yeah, that's where it is.
I can't play over there.
Oh shit.
Feed that. Yep.
Yeah. Hey.
In post, we gotta edit a ball into this.
Yeah, bitch.
10-6 game point.
Fuck.
That's game over. He's serving that fucking
God
loser.
damn it.
Stink.
It's not
Oh no.
2-0.
left side. Oh, come on.
3-0.
Left side. Oh,
3-0.
shit.
Watch your tee.
My tee?
Yep.
Where's it at? Here?
No, it's to your other side.
What?
I can't hit it over there.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, there it is. Oh. Yes! No skunk. Oh, shit.
7-1. 8-1. 9-1.
I'm getting screwed here.
Oh, yeah?
Left side.
10-1.
Oh no.
Game point.
Oh no.
What is happening here?
That's what I'm talking about.
God damn it.
Since he did that, since he lost, I'll give away 2 Oculi.
Hashtag.
Utilize the hashtag.
Someone in the chat said this show.
Connor stinks.
Hashtag this show is good. Hashtag this show. We'll give away 2 Oculi. If today's show, if you watched or listened to today,
Hats off.
hats off to you. We appreciate your service. You know what I mean? You did a tour today. We appreciate your service.
So sorry.
Giveaway.
So sorry. So sorry.
Hashtag this show. We'll give away 2 Oculi. Can't thank you enough. Let's get. My thing died. I can't hear it. I couldn't hear anything.
Jeez.
Was I playing this way here?
A little more at the angle.
I was playing this way, so my right. I mean, I was.
You scored 0 points in that second game.
I'm sure I had one.
Yeah, but the only reason why it happened is because I literally could not get to it. So it's not really like you scored.
In my book, it is. I still had one underneath my name.
Oh, it's 3 o'clock. I can eat.
That's right.
That dog was good.
Great job, man.
Some mustard would be great on that. No ketchup.
No, it makes it better. It was really good.
Yeah, I know. I scarfed mine down during the Uke interview.
Mate, you put this in the air fryer?
No, he microwaved him.
Oh, Mitch.
Come on.
God damn it. Why eat
I know
that?
it tastes like shit.
No, you
know that.
A good nuke in the microwave.
Bro.
When they blow up like that.
I used to microwave bacon.
Oh, yeah.
And dogs.
Bacon.
Together?
Same time, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Then you obviously put cheese in there.
Yep.
And you just, that's like college delicacy.
Oh, yeah. Wrapping a piece of bread.
ramen noodle with American cheese on top. I thought I was fucking Salt Bay, dude. All right, that's a show. Evan and Ryan, appreciate you guys waiting on hold. I don't even know what conversation could get into if you started it. Don't want to do it.
So 2 Oculis.
2 Oculi.
Hashtag this show.
Hashtag this show. Good luck. We hope you win.
Yeah, me too.
We got our eyes on it.
We gave away 13,000 the other day, right?
Mhm.
So whenever we give away things, it's easier.
Yeah.
Yes, much easier.
Because the money kind of we get
limited by the distributors. I guess you'd
hold
say.
on it. Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
It is.
Very
Makes
much
no
so.
sense.
That hot dog was delicious.
Yeah,
It's a good dog. That means more out there.
Thank God there was ketchup on it.
Oh, no.
Yep.
I was kind of mad we didn't have the other condiments, but yeah, I'll live.
All right, that's the show, dude. We'll see you tomorrow. Feel Good Friday. Might have a massive guest.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Look out.
In the text messages. Might have a massive guest. Should we tease it?
After the...
No, because Francis, it might not.
Yeah,
After that debacle. Yeah.
Glad I'm on the show, though. I mean,
That's right. So maybe put the pressure on?
No. Big show tomorrow.
Big show tomorrow.
Feel Good Friday, second day of the MLB season. That'll be widely talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can't
They
wait.
always say opening day big, day 2.
Even bigger.
Is basketball happening?
NBA? Or?
Final Four Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that tomorrow.
Talk about that, yeah.
The NFL, something will happen?
Yeah,
Oh,
hopefully.
yeah. Update on something. Got pro day tomorrow?
I mean, everyone's favorite domestic league soccer is back this weekend.
Okay.
Yep, see? That's what I'm talking about. We'll bet on those because Gumpy will give us locks, but
Yeah.
that is not something any of us are like, let's look forward to it.
Can't wait.
Nobody.
Nope.
Gumpy, though.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean? That means the MLS?
Just the leagues in Europe. So the international break is over now.
Oh, because there was a little bit of a timeout.
Yeah.
Because they just said, what, the USA's got the best team. We might as well just
Stop playing?
We know what we're looking at now.
Is that what they're saying over there?
Just need to get ready for the World Cup.
How are we not in the Olympics, but we're going to win the World Cup?
I feel like all the under 23 best players are on your men's national team, so they didn't play to qualify for the Olympics.
Why don't we?
What a fucking...
Hey, being polite.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Come on. Come on.
Something happened at the toxic table there while Gumpy was speaking. I apologize for being distracted, but why don't we have our men's team play in the Olympics?
You can't,
Why?
because the Olympics is only under 23.
Is that their
Our
rule or our
guys.
rule?
That's their rule. Everybody.
But our national team is all under 23. Why aren't they doing that?
Because they're stuck trying to qualify for the World Cup.
Are the Olympics trying to fucking hold us back?
Yeah.
Certainly sounds like
What
it.
is the point of that?
How do other countries? We have a lot of people, but how do other countries?
I mean, you can't lose to Honduras either.
Yeah, but we have all of our players are playing for the World Cup instead of the Olympics. It'd be nice if we had our players for potentially the Olympics when the whole world likes to act like they're good at stuff. I would like our team to potentially be halfway decent.
Didn't they do that in basketball?
Yeah, they had the amateur team, just like the NHL. They had the amateurs play the juniors, and then
I just thought it was because we were so good at basketball. They were like, no, we're going to put a cap limit on the age here.
that's what I thought it was with soccer. Whenever I heard this, it's like, nah, let's not let the men's team in there. Let's let the but that's an Olympic rule.
Yeah.
Stupid rule.
Bullshit.
Dumb.
Who are they trying to help? They're obviously trying to help somebody with
Spain.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, Spain's got a lot of good players.
Germany.
Cambodia.
Yeah.
that. What'd you say?
Nothing over here.
What did you say?
Cambodia.
Hey, they got a team.
They have a team this year.
Ghana had a squad there for a long time.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Beat the U.S.
Ivory Coast.
So we had to pick the World Cup over the Olympics.
Have to.
I would have liked us to win both, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
U.S. missed the last World Cup, right? You got to make this one. Have to.
Oh, so now we're picking and choosing what we suck at.
Which, that's a good problem to have, right?
I guess. You're right. Because if you can pick and choose which one you're going to suck at, that means you're also picking and choosing which one you're going to dominate.
That's right.
Amen to that.
I wish the Olympics and FIFA would have came together, though, to figure out much better rules so that we could get our boys that are all under 23, basically, to potentially compete for the Olympic team as well, so that they can get a gold medal and a goddamn cup.
Hell yeah.
What are we trying to do? Hold these guys back? You trying to hold Pulisic back? You trying to hold Gio Reyna back? You trying to hold that squad back? It sure feels like it. The Olympic Committee doesn't really care about these dudes.
Yeah, if we know anything about the Olympic Committee, and the FIFA Committee.
They still launder money?
Honorable
the World
people.
Cup Committee.
Exactly. Greedy corporate fat
Was
cats.
that them?
And finally, when the USA have the ponies, they say, hey, wait a minute.
Whoa, we'll play same game, same day.
Wait a minute.
They had a scrimmage exhibition over in the middle of Europe, and then they were playing Olympic qualifiers in Central America the same day.
Exactly. That's what they're trying to do.
Divide us.
It's bullshit.
We don't let it happen.
No.
As they embezzle money, we continue to build our passion and pride for this soccer team.
Hell yeah.
The Olympic team might not be anywhere near worth a fuck, but the World Cup team, we're going.
We're coming.
Those boys are getting on the pitch, and they're running.
Mm-hmm. Scoring.
World Cup champs, whenever the World Cup is.
2022.
Next year.
2022.
See you there.
World Cup champions.
Thanks for the trophy.
Congrats, United States.
Hell yeah, man.
It's going to be awesome. Think about how cool that is when we win the World Cup.
Yeah.
Where's the next one at?
Qatar.
I thought so.
Yeah.
People.
It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, those stadiums just on top of skeletons over there.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, it's true. You hate to say it, but it's true. You do hate to say it.
It's like
Didn't want to have to do this again.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It really sounded like you hated to say that.
I do. It disgusts me.
It was disgusting. It actually exposed an entire situation that was happening behind closed doors, and that's what you're referring to. But the thought that they were going to be able to just build stadiums in 145-degree heat and just be cool with it because they have enough money, I believe was a bit short-sighted.
Yeah. Luckily, with the heat index, it only felt like 180, though. So
Thank God.
It's fucked up that they did that.
Yeah.
But I am happy that it brought to light the scumbags that are bouncing around.
For sure.
Yeah.
How do the stadiums look, though?
Oh, beautiful.
Very nice.
They're gorgeous.
They'll
They
never get used again.
did a good job.
They'll never get used again. Just like the Olympic villages that get created, and these stadiums, they just end up being like literal overgrown.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't how it is in Rio right now? It's like there's like grass and shit hanging off of it.
Yeah, and I think in Russia it's like that.
The
as
one in
well.
Greece is homeless people central. I mean, they have a community living in the old Greece.
Well, at least it's being used. A lot of these places just become wastelands.
Yeah, deserted.
It's a shame. And that's why when we win the World Cup, we're going to celebrate.
That's right.
The Rock should do like the International League and have it held in those stadiums.
Well, the International Football League's coming, the XFL and the CFL. The CFL didn't need it. The CFL was thriving. Obviously, the CFL was doing very, 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 very well.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they took a year off. They're going to come back. They asked The Rock if they would like a little bit of help in the XFL, the CFL and the XFL coming together. The IFL is now something that's possible. If the XFL and the CFL tag team this entire thing and they become a real spring league, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think we'd all be big fans of that, but I don't think there's going to be any stadium usage in Russia for that league.
Be really cool though. Nostrovia.
Stop by the Dolphin jail.
Black Dolphin.
Of course. Got to be careful if they have a game out there. Go out with your head on a swivel. You don't end up in that jail.
Well, if Putin's playing, you let him win.
That's true.
There's a couple rules.
Looks like Mike Vick out there just running defenses.
Him playing in the IFL. The Rock negotiating Putin's deal for him to be the quarterback of the Russian Raiders.
Yeah.
St. Petersburg Panthers.
Yeah.
There it is.
And just have Putin's the Jackie Moon of the operation, team owner, halftime entertainment, starting quarterback, and coach. That team's going to win a lot of games.
Give him the Nerf ball. Let him throw it 100 yards.
I'd assume they have all home games as well.
Oh, yeah. Unless they're going to Moscow. Taking on the Mules.
They're losing. That team they might not forfeit.
Forfeit, yeah.
Smart. Because if Putin's playing football and, there's a hit or something, he's going to get even.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no thought about it.
Putin gets loose, you let him run.
Well, you've seen him play hockey, 7-8 goals a game.
Period.
We're not even talking about Putin coming off the edge unblocked on defense.
Yeah, he will probably be quarterback, defensive end, head coach, halftime entertainment, and owner.
Yeah.
You're right.
Put him over the center, though. Let him get his hands dirty.
I think
You want speed on the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because have you seen him on the ice?
Yeah.
untouchable.
Of course.
He's got good center of gravity down there.
That's my point. He's got power in those legs. You let him use them.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Coming off the edge.
Yeah.
I think he's better placed right at nose.
He might be a safety outside linebacker hybrid.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Let him kind of get back and kind of be the last line of defense too.
Isaiah Putin.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
Imagine if he threw a Hail Mary and the wide receiver dropped it.
If he threw it?
He threw the Hail Mary, but the wide receiver just dropped it.
Well, the wide receiver doesn't come back on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, the KJB walks on the field and pops him in the head. Thanks for playing, dude.
You're out.
Why'd you have to?
What are you doing?
That's what happens.
But we were just having a full convo about the Russian Raiders.
Yeah.
And then you just had to go there.
But that's what happens.
I do believe that is potentially what would happen, though.
Yeah.
KGB still a thing?
I don't know if those helmets are bulletproof.
Yeah, well.
Putin's is.
He doesn't need a helmet.
Yeah, he's not wearing pants.
Oh, yeah. Just going out there, fucking
No
high
shirt on.
socks and shirts.
No shirt.
No?
Could you imagine when the Russian Raiders and the North Korea
Killers?
I mean,
you can't even
yeah.
have a fucking hypothetical conversation with
Come
you
on.
anymore.
Why can't that be their name?
Because that's not what The Rock is going to let in his league.
Crushers, then?
The North Korea Crushers.
Yeah.
Oh, North Korea Assassins.
Yeah,
I mean,
but what
that's
we're saying is that is what we're talking about. Can't happen. But whenever the team name TBD, the North Korea football team.
Yeah, there it is.
When the North Korea
Too much
football
controversy.
team,
NKFT.
when the the NKFT takes on the Russian Raiders.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited to see who's.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. When were they going to play it?
Who had a harder training camp?
Oof.
Who has the better game preparation? You know,
Head coach Dennis Rodman.
What happens when
Rodman probably will be playing some sort of position for the NKFT.
wide out? What happens when Putin and Kim Jong meet in the hole?
Well, the thing I don't think Kim Jong's playing for the NKFT.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's riding a horse that's leading them out of the tunnel. You know what I mean? Probably with a flag.
Okay.
Like the Seminole at Florida State.
Bingo. Like exactly like that. Or like the Sooner out there when they come out with the horse and wagon.
Yep.
Whole wagon. He'll do that. Behind him, though. And that'll be interesting because the pregame festivities for the Russian Raiders North Korean football team game will be, I think, a bit ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like I think Jim will probably come out on a horse with a flag. Behind him will be the military doing their thing.
Song and dance.
And then they will all file right into their half of the stadium.
Yep.
And then the team's coming out after that, I think. And on the other side, Putin, he's on a bear.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Team's on a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, their bears coming out. Probably some flames. There's vodka flying.
Yeah.
And then the bears, by the way, they're part of the team.
Hell yeah.
They actually train those bears.
Of course.
So the bears are going to be tough to top, but I think Jim Kong could potentially do it over there with
Maybe
the
Habib
NKFT.
comes out.
Who?
Habib.
Yeah, he's definitely on the Russian Raider squad, right?
He'd probably be the kicker.
Middle linebacker.
I thought they'd put Jim at halfback. Let that guy spin.
Jim?
Yeah.
He's a golfer. We do know he's a golfer. He scored an 18 on an 18 holes of golf.
He's agile.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Jim's sister.
That game would be a good
quarterback.
game. Who's favored in that game? Putin?
Oh, yeah.
You think Jim's underdog?
Oh, yeah. I'd say like plus 6.5.
Are they playing the snow?
Touchdown game.
What's money line though?
Plus
They're playing in a neutral
265.
site, by the way.
Yeah.
Not Siberia.
Probably.
No, they're playing in a neutral site.
Yeah, they have to.
At DMZ.
Oh, nice.
That makes
That's
sense.
where they're playing.
They'd probably fly him into Vegas. Have him go to Davis's town, you know?
You
Come on
think
in.
you think Mark Davis is the one sanctioning this one?
Absolutely.
Does Mark go to that game?
He's the only one in the stands. Aside
Tom
from
Brady sitting next to him, by the way, at that game.
Scouting, of course, just in case there's some talent on the field.
You know, is his hard work, is his work ethic conversation overblown?
Get too much credit.
Does he get too much credit for how hard he works? That's what I think should be.
That was Hall of Fame question this morning from another sports show.
Oh yeah.
Does Tom Brady get too much credit for his work ethic or something like that? He's fucking 100 years old winning Super Bowls every day.
And it's not like that question was on there for 2 minutes. That was a half-hour segment on that show. Hats off to him.
All right, does his competitiveness get overblown?
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to play till he's 50 and probably continue. Is it overblown?
Do you get too much credit for that?
Hey, we have to talk about how impressive it is to create that question, though. Type it up.
Yep.
Type it up. Hit send. We're running this. Just like the headline that dude had for the Justin Fields thing yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
That was absolute horseshit. That was unbelievable. Listen, Billy Tube's back here. Okay, he is our headline maker for our YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And we do know that we live in a world where clickbait is a real thing where, you say something and then it's ultimately going to be a letdown normally whenever you get in there. But there is some codes, I think, in the clickbait world. Like, it has to at least have the gist of truth in there. Like, there has to be a gist of what is actually in there. This fucking Buckeyes Wire thing, Pat McAfee questions Justin Fields' work ethic, love for the game. That isn't even close to true. This is a USA Today, which I thought was a pretty... I thought USA Today was something that existed, like a fair size thing. That is the person that wrote that headline. Now, everybody says Phil Harrison, the guy that wrote the article. In the article, by the way, it goes to contradict the headline 100 times, basically, in that thing. But I don't know if Phil was necessarily the headline writer, but Phil did tweet out the headline alongside the whole thing. So I don't know if it's Phil or whoever it is. They wanted me to die when they put this headline out there. I'm still getting attacked by the OHIO people. I'm still getting... I never said anything of sort. Now, it was told to me on my show through a person who was also trending yesterday that he was told by decision makers about a question that was poised for why the decision makers are making a thing. And it's just, that was bullshit. This was bullshit. Yeah. And we live on the internet, so it's a wild place. There's always going to be this. This was absolute bullshit. When I saw it last night, I got tweets from a lot of people about it, like my people that are incredible viewers or listeners of the show. They're like, have you seen this horse shit? But that is despicable in this whole game. I thought, hey, Billy, isn't there some code you clickbait creators live by, that there has to be at least some shred of truth in there?
I mean, typically you're amplifying it to be the best part of the story or whatever. Like, that's the clickbait, and not just creating something that you go in 2 lines later and say, now he never said this, but this was said on his show.
Yeah, it kind of fucked up though.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's libel.
Who?
Libel.
Well, I'm liable to potentially sue him for...
Yeah, you can sue his ass for libel.
Because I never said such a thing. Now, I don't know what libel is, because I think it means written. Slander is said or whatever.
Bingo.
Right? Mm-hmm. I feel good about that.
Well done.
I feel very good about that, because that's like journalism thing.
Oh, yeah.
But this is bullshit.
Complete bullshit.
This is bullshit.
Especially the day before. We're just legitimately talking about how great...
Going bananas for Justin.
Looks
gassing him up.
Yeah. Throwing absurd passes.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you have
sleep at night. Hey,
employees.
that's the internet, though. That's the internet.
Right. Yeah,
that's the internet, and you're right. That's when that happens.
Uh-huh.
He did say he would come back on the show, even though his return to the show caused quite a firestorm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice. Him, really underrated part of that interview. Him realizing, oh shit, my name says Dane Orlovsky on there.
Yeah, and we're going to keep that the entire time until he notices it. Then we have to change it. We'll change it by law. All right, hashtag this show can win one of the 2 Oculus we're giving away, automatically entered. I enjoyed today.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Me too.
Fun show.
Don't have to deal with AJ's stupid internet.
Yeah, I wonder where AJ is right now.
Flying around somewhere.
And he posts on the internet so much, so he'll definitely give away what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I heard he's in Russia.
We also don't have to deal with talking about baseball for quite some time now.
Thank God.
Oh, yeah, we got it out of the way.
Yeah, it's good.
We did it.
Big win.
On Mad Dog Radio, big baseball aficionado.
Oh, yeah.
Opening day, we talked baseball.
Had to do it.
Nobody thought we were going to do that.
No.
And UConn.
I love you.
He's the best.
Good conversation.
Yeah.
Great God.
He did get his ass kicked, though, a couple times there.
Mm-hmm.
But he was coming out swinging. That's all you really need.
Let's get out of here. See you guys tomorrow. Be a friend, tell a friend. Hashtag this show. Maybe win an Oculi on Twitter. See ya. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow will be awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe huge guest tomorrow.
Maybe.
Huge. Look out.
Maybe. Be a friend, tell a friend. Cheers.